What's up, everybody? What is going on? This is Fred Ricciani of TSC News here with the WWE Payback pay-per-view live chat. May 17th, 2015, the day after my lovely sister's birthday, and I am here to provide y'all with live commentary and analysis of the WWE Payback 2015 pay-per-view, plus take all your calls, questions, comments, complaints live on the air. Now, if you've been here before, y'all know the deal. Please feel free to like this video, share it with all your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, here's how it works. For the better part of 3.5 hours, I'm going to be going live, telling you what is going down on the pay-per-view. I may get excited, I may be very happy, and I may be like, ugh, another match ruined by Kane, and lamenting about that. But all throughout the night, we'll be fully interactive via Twitter, via Skype, via, of course, YouTube, right over here, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Also, we'll be playing some exclusive clips from my recent interview with former WWE superstar JTG, aka the author of Damn! Why Did I Write This Book? Of Crime Time fame. So all that being said, let's get to some of the comments here. No, this is not an illegal live stream. No, we are not showing the actual pay-per-view. So if you're not watching the pay-per-view, you're going to have to rely on our coverage. And if you're watching it, hey, feel free to listen along because, not to toot my own horn here or anything, but sometimes JBL and company can get a little annoying. Woo! So here's what we have as far as the card goes. We have a fatal four-way match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins taking on Roman Reigns, taking on Randy Orton, taking on Dean Ambrose for the world title. Kane, rumored, expected to interfere because Triple H said, if you don't help Seth keep the title, maybe you won't have a job anymore. So expect a lot of interference, expect a fun, crazy match, and I expect Seth to retain. We have John Cena taking on Rusev in an I Quit match. Sadly, I expect Rusev to lose. Hopefully, he loses with some dignity where Lana throws in the towel as opposed to him outright saying I quit and going straight down to mid-card hell, much like Bray Wyatt did around this time. We have the Divas, Bella Twins versus Tamina and Naomi. I got Tamina and Naomi. We have the tag team titles, best 2 out of 3 falls match. New Day versus Cesaro and Kidd. Not really sure if it's a 2-on-3 handicap match or if the New Day is going to alternate because of the free bird rule, which I'll explain a little bit later for younger fans that don't know what that rule is. But I got the New Day winning this one. What else do we have? We have Sheamus and Ziggler. I got Sheamus, unfortunately. Barrett and Neville. It should be Neville after that awesome match with Cena on Raw. But I could also see them doing the even Steven booking where Bad News Barrett gets the pin. Ugh. And as far as this match between the fake Mega Powers and the Ascension, well, I'm actually going to go on WWEnetwork.com right now and see if it started. Log in and register. Son, I'm already registered. I've been registered since day one. All right, there we go. So we'll check that out. I really don't care for that match. I think Damien Sandow is very talented. For people that listen to me, y'all will know that Damien Sandow is like my Lebanese brother from another mother. But he does the absolute worst Macho Man impersonation, whatever you call it, I've ever seen in my life. It is horrible. Horrible. And while Curtis Axel had some momentum as Axelmania, that all disappeared a few weeks back when he got jobbed out like crazy. I mean, the Snoop Dogg Hulk Hogan thing was good, and then he just started losing, and at that point, he just lost whatever momentum he had. So I don't really care. Ascension sucks. This act sucks. I thought Damien Sandow was going to be sort of a real person. He was going to keep it real. But no, instead they have to dig back to the past rather than look forward to the future. And speaking of the future, lots of rumors. Samoa Joe, WWE bound, could he appear at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable this Wednesday night? That'd be great. That'd be awesome. That would definitely, especially with Zayn's absence and Hideo Itami's absence with their injuries, establish NXT as the premier brand of WWE, a true alternative. And if they actually pay Joe like a main roster guy, which they realistically should be doing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as well, and a few other guys like Tyler Breeze and the women, then you know what? Maybe they could actually be a real third brand. Woohoo! But all that's, of course, speculation. We'll see. But for now, let's go to the phone lines, and let's go to our first caller here, my good friend J. George Estrella, a.k.a. J. George on the Northeast Indie scene, tearing it up. J. George, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Fred. How's it going, man?
Doing all right. I'm excited for this pay-per-view. At first, I was like, I don't know, but thought about the main event, thought about who's involved, and I just thought, you know what? This is going to be one hell of a match.
Yeah, man, just another day in the office for the boys tonight, and, it's just another great perk for first-time subscribers who got the first month for free, and they're going to get to enjoy a great action, a great evening of sports entertainment as always. But I actually didn't really come much to talk about the Payback show tonight.
Really? Okay, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I did want to commend. Is it commend? Not condemn. I wanted to commend. I commend you. Commend? Is it commend? You had a great interview with JTG. I really enjoyed it, and I just wanted to throw a little plug out there for that because I thought you did a good job there. And I thought, hey, I was talking to you earlier about it, and I thought maybe I'd throw a little JT Crime Time story for you because I was reading the book, and as you know, I had the pleasure of working with these guys, so I thought I'd give you a little Crime Time story.
Sure, give us a little Crime Time story, and then after that, if you can, give us your recent experience with Rikishi, who just got inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I had absolute no experience with Rikishi whatsoever.
I thought didn't you work a show with him?
I worked a show with him. All right, I mean, look, here's the thing with Rikishi. I didn't meet Jimmy Snuka, which was a very interesting experience, and I went up to him, and I was like, hey, brother, and he was, hey, brother, and he threw up the sign, and I was like, hey, man, do you think you could watch my match for me tonight? Because that's what I do. I like to go up to people that have been doing this for a long time and ask them to watch my match and get feedback from them, Mm-hmm. So he's like, yeah, brother, watch your match, and gave me a wink. And then I never went up to him afterwards. He left before intermission, so I never got my feedback from Snuka. Rikishi, the way Rikishi operates, he's a good guy, and he knows his role. He does his thing, and fans love to see him. He comes in, sets his match up. He keeps to himself for the most part. But so I wrestled Crime Time last year in August, and it was their first match back in the Independents right after JTG had finally been released after breaking the 8-year cycle. And I was setting everything up with them, and I told Chad what the business of the match was, and Chad decides to he kicks a chair in
Chad
the middle
Gaspard,
of,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Chad Gaspard, the Beast, who's huge. He's pretty big in person. So he kicks the chair and he goes, "Damn, my first match back," and then got me up and out. I'm just playing. And then he had his kid with him. I think it was his kid. And in the middle of while we're calling our match, he starts boxing with the kid, like boxing training him, and it was a very interesting experience. And then he asked us if we can move the card around, which is kind of a no-no, especially if you have concrete storylines and everything set up. And he's a very large personality. So when I was reading the book and I was hearing your interview with JTG, which everybody should check out on the is it on your front page?
Yep, it's on It's on, of course, youtube.com/the Sports Courier on the front page. And it's downloadable on soundcloud.com/TSC News, which hopefully I'll have you on soon for.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, so JTG was really cool, and Chad was awesome too. So it was a great experience, and it's just hysterical to me because I'm looking back, and I wrestle all these superstars, and it just so happens that June 6th, I'm gonna be in a main event with another television superstar
Rockstar Spud from Impact Wrestling in the triple threat match. And Fred, I would love for you to come out there and hang out, and we'll talk college football and sports entertainment. But it's hysterical though for me, because it's like Bobby the Brain Heenan, Nick Bockwinkel, Sting, Larry the X Henning. I breathe my name in the same breath as those men.
And Jay George, I think you're actually breathing into your mic as well.
I'm sorry, I'm just passionate about what I'm about to say, because like I said, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Lou Thez, Gene Konitsky, Dory Funk Jr. I breathe my name in the same breath as those legends, those icons, the legends of this sport, the legends of this business, because I am truly one of the best out there. And it's ridiculous to me when I have to pretty much get on my knees and beg people like Dennis Long or Rob Fury to book me on their shows.
All right, Jay George, I think you're getting to a little bit of a rant, and I think we should probably save this.
Fred, I apologize. I'm just saying, because I'm a future Fred. You know me. You've known me for a while.
All right. Look, how about we keep it simple here? Because we got a lot of comments, we got a lot of calls. People, follow my buddy Jay George at JGeorge489 on Twitter.
Are you scared of controversy?
No, I'm not scared of controversy. We're at 1 million comments here about Payback, and you're talking about some indie promoters I've never heard of.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Can I talk about Payback real quick? Because I am looking forward to Cesaro and Kidd versus The New Day. I think that's probably going to be the match of the night.
Okay, yeah, I could say, I'd say in the ring, that's probably going to be match of the night. And I guess like a channel in this, and quick plug, warriorsofwrestling.com, who is walking out the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
Oh, man, I know a lot of people love to see Ambrose walk out, and really, I mean, that's what it comes down to, because you give the belts to Orton. We've been there, done that before. Seth is doing a good thing, and I believe there's a payoff down the line for Seth Rollins to eventually lose the title. But the fact remains that Jay George is one of the best of all time. I'm the absolute greatest. I am a god. I am Michelangelo.
Thank you, Jay George. God bless you, man. All right, I don't want to hang up on him, but we got a lot of calls and a lot of comments here. So Jay George, thank you. I should note too that R-Truth beats Stardust. Thank you, David Schneider, for that. And Paul Heyman will be on Stone Cold's podcast, so I guess everything's good between WWE and Stone Cold now, as it should be, since he's their biggest star of all time besides Hulk Hogan and The Rock. Paul Heyman will be on the Stone Cold podcast June 1st, immediately after Raw, so that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jay George there. He was sort of speaking clearly, then he inhaled his mic, then he made some really good points, and he had a really interesting story about JTG and Rikishi, and then I don't know what happened. Jay George got a Jay George, but we love him. Follow him on Twitter at JGeorge489. Good dude. A lot more personable than he seems. Anyway. Other news here. Dave Meltzer of Wrestling Observer reports that Destination America has an out clause for TNA Impact Wrestling in September. What does that mean? Well, that means when you read the tea leaves between Destination America canceling all shoulder programming of TNA, whether it be the best of stuff or the Impact replays or whatnot, and you're into the fact that TNA already is moving to a new night on Wednesday, starting at, I think, next week. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That tells me that TNA is on its last legs. That tells me that Destination America is obviously not happy. Perhaps with the ad rates, perhaps they expected even higher ratings than 400, 500,000 viewers. Maybe even, I wouldn't be surprised if they expected maybe at least close to 1 million viewers like Spike. But the reality is Destination America is only in half the homes of Spike TV. A lot of the talent in Impact Wrestling, held the programming itself, even though it's been pretty good lately, is damaged goods. They're financially strapped. Well, TNA's financially strapped. Their parent company definitely isn't, and it's pathetic as hell that they were late in paying guys, but that's another story for another day. And, look, WWE is the top wrestling brand in the world, and they have enough trouble getting decent ad rates. Now, granted, they do everything they can, albeit unintentionally, to perpetuate that stereotype of the wrestling fan and how wrestling's low-rent programming. But whatever the case may be, WWE's got revenue streams, they've got TV contracts, they're making that money. TNA, not so much. So where will TNA go? I guess we'll have to find out, but I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the year we're once again preparing a eulogy for TNA Impact Wrestling. I hope that's not the case, but I'm sorry, they've been in business for like 13 years, man. If you haven't learned in 13 years how to do things the right way in the wrestling business, I don't know what to tell you. But enough of that. Woo. Okay, here. Whoa, all right. Somebody says here, I hear WWE Network in your background. That's weird, because I don't have... Well, I have WWE, but it's on mute, so that's weird. Interesting. All right. Let's go to my buddy Nick Incadiciato. Nick, you are on the air with TSC News. Who you got in WWE Payback?
We got Cena over Rusev. Who else we got?
You got Cena over Rusev. Who you got walking out the world champ?
We also have that four-way match, right?
We do. Yes. Who you got? Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, or Dean Ambrose?
I got actually Ambrose is crazy, so I'll take him.
Okay.
He's my first choice. My second choice would be Roman.
All right. Now, Nick, for those that don't know, you are one of my closest friends. I did go to your wedding a little over a month ago.
2 months.
Yeah, damn, man. It's already been 2 months? Man. Well, and before that, we went for your bachelor party to New York.
The Garden.
Yeah, we went to Madison Square Garden, Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night. It was your very first WWE live event. What did you come out of it thinking?
Well, it got me watching a lot more wrestling. I watch Raw every Monday and SmackDown every Thursday.
That's pretty amazing that I was able to finally, after all these years, convert you to a wrestling fan.
We're going on June 28th to I Play America to get my towel signed by the one and only Daniel Bryan.
Very nice. That's right. You have a Yes towel with Daniel Bryan on it. Now,
yeah,
Nick.
We got a towel. We're gonna get it signed for the downstairs.
All right. Well, Nick, before I let you go, dude, Money in the Bank is coming up in about a month. Okay. If you don't know what Money in the Bank is, since I know you just started watching again, it's like briefcase Seth Rollins had for a year when he cashed in and won the title. So every year they do a pay-per-view where a guy can win the briefcase in a ladder match, and for 1 year they can cash in at any time for a title shot. If you were booking WWE, if I said, hey, Nick, I'm going to give you a little break, okay, from helping your wife decorate the house and creating your man cave in the basement, I'm going to have you book Money in the Bank. Who would be your number one contender for the next year?
But if Dean Ambrose doesn't win tonight, I'm going to pick him.
All right, there you go.
Just basically have to win to get it.
All right, there you go. So we'll see what happens. Nick, thanks so much, buddy. Take care. Say hi to your wife, Stephanie. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Incadiciato. Woo! All right. AJ Adams says, I hope we see a triple power bomb tonight. I think we will. I think we will. Okay. Gabriel Washington, Sandow at least has the Macho Man moves at least. Yeah, kind of. Sort of. Maybe. No, he's all right with it. I'm not feeling this gimmick at all. I think he's way better just trying to be himself, or maybe going back to the Enlightenment guy, the savior. It's very unfortunate. I think this gimmick's kind of death. David Schneider said, what the hell is WWE doing with the Ascension winning? Oh, they won? That's how much I cared about this match. The thing is, David, you're assuming they know what they're doing with the Ascension. I clearly believe they don't. Which means this result really doesn't matter. Let's go to Terry Allen Jr. And let's get him on the air. Boom. Terry, you are on the air. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, Fred. I have a question for you.
Sure. What's up?
Is it possible someday I could be a co-host for your show? Because I really am a fan of yours. It's also a good idea because I know your voice probably becomes exhausting doing live chats and whatnot. Is it a possibility?
Terry, I will have to discuss this with the TSC Board of Directors as well as our special advisor, Chael P. Sonnen. I do appreciate the offer, though. Although, if anybody wants to offer me their services, I would prefer if they did it off the air. But that's okay. I do appreciate that, and I'll definitely keep that in consideration. Do you have any thoughts on the pay-per-view itself?
Well, I already talked about John Cena versus Rusev already. I just think this pay-per-view's pretty good. I think the tag team match will be good. I think most likely during the tag team match, maybe if one fall occurs, maybe the team of the New Day will switch to Big E or Xavier Woods, or just a combination. So hopefully I see a Cesaro uppercut tonight, because I love his uppercuts.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. I mean, Jay George predicted it to be probably the best match of the night as far as in the ring goes. You know, I happen to agree, given who's involved. They're all very good. So, yeah, I think the New Day is going to end up retaining, though. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, Terry, enjoy the show. Please feel free to call in during the recap. Much appreciated. Austin Harrell on Twitter says, "This better be a good show, because I'll be at Raw tomorrow night." That's awesome, Austin. Good for you, dude. Hope you enjoy it. D. Trim says, "WWE should have had The Undertaker abduct Bray Wyatt, followed by clips of Wyatt being tortured for weeks." That's borderline sadist, my friend. I would probably rather see that in The Walking Dead than in WWE. But to each their own. Oh, God. Where do you see Bray Wyatt going from here? I see him having a lot more irrelevant feuds. Okay. Gabe Washington says, "Why would Lesnar want to do that? Death trap." An Elimination Chamber? Yeah, I can't see Brock Lesnar coming back at Elimination Chamber. I mean, they've already hot-shotted the Elimination Chamber. Booking it on the fly within 3 weeks. So I can't see them hot-shotting a Lesnar appearance. Although every time they bring back Lesnar, they rarely promote it, which makes no sense. Maximus says, "I got the New Day winning." All right. The Cool Kid 93, what's going on, brother? Yo, Fred, how does the card look to you tonight? It looks like a giant Raw with one hell of a main event. What do you think about the Rockets and Clippers series? I thought it was by far the worst 7-game series I've probably ever seen. Sloppy, no defense, horrific officiating, and one of those teams either way was going to get destroyed by the Warriors, and I guess that's the Rockets right now. Actually, you know what? The Celtics and Pacers years ago had a really, really crappy series before the Big Three era. That was pretty bad, too. I mean, actually, there have been some crappy 7-game series, but that's one of the most crappy ones as of late. Callum Stevenson asks, "Where has Scott been these days?" Scott's been working, and honestly, I kind of did this last minute. I let him know. I haven't heard from him yet. I'm assuming he's going to join me for the live recap show after this show, which y'all can check out also on youtube.com/thesportscourier. By the way, if anybody wants to listen to this chat on demand, not only can you listen to it on youtube.com/thesportscourier, but I will upload it later tonight on soundcloud.com/TSC News. I will do the same thing for the live recap show as well. Loso, yo, Fred, great stuff, landing big name interviews like Chael P. Sonnen, the American Gangster himself. Great interview. Thanks so much, dude. Yeah, Chael Sonnen was great. For those that don't know, he's not just a former UFC fighter who was controversial and candid, but he is the brand new commentator of Jeff Jarrett's Global Force Wrestling, and he dropped a lot of hints on what Global Force Wrestling could be like should it come to a town or TV set near you. So definitely feel free to check that out. Okay, Cool Kid says, "I pray the Wyatt family reforms soon. Bray is just lost in the shuffle now." Dude, he's been lost in the shuffle since he lost to Cena last year. It's been pretty bad for him. Mattias Garcia asks me, John Cena or Rusev? Sadly, I got John Cena, although I would love to see Lana pretend to be hurt by Rusev, or Rusev pretends to maybe throw her off the stage. Cena forces himself to say, "I quit," so he can protect Lana. And then Lana turns out to be a heel again and hugs Rusev, and they celebrate with the U.S. title. That would be the best ending in my opinion. Unfortunately, I think they're going to do the breakup, reveal Lana's really American, and it's going to be bad news for both of them. I think mainly Lana, but it could be bad news for Rusev. Excuse me. Jeremy Bowers. Axel is damn near unrecognizable in Hogan's gear. I actually didn't watch the match, so thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Sandria Shepard says, I'm new. What's going on? What's going on is TSC News. Fred Ricciani. We are hosting the WWE Payback live chat. What that means is, no, we are not broadcasting the pay-per-view illegally. That's illegal. But what that means is I'm providing live commentary and in-depth analysis of everything going on from top to bottom while taking your calls and questions live on the air. Now, during the actual pay-per-view, I probably won't take too many calls, but I might take a few. But either way, you can hit me up on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, you name it, and of course Google and YouTube, Google Plus, I should say, and YouTube. If you're enjoying this video thus far, please click the like button, please share this with all your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe. Just so y'all know, in just a few minutes, we are set to begin the commentary portion of this show. But in the meantime, please feel free to check out this quick clip from my interview with former WWE superstar Jason Paul, a.k.a. JTG of Crime Time. Right here on the line, a former WWE superstar, one half of one of the more popular tag teams in the last decade, and now he is an author, the author of Damn! Why Did I Write This Book? I'm talking to Jason Paul, a.k.a. former WWE star JTG. JTG, what's going on, man?
How you doing, Fred? Everything's great.
I'm doing all right. The weather here in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, getting a lot better, so I'm in a bit of a better mood.
Okay, great. I'm over here on the West Coast, enjoying this Cali life.
You wrote, Damn! Why did I write this book? Based on your tweet when you got released from WWE last year, Damn, why did I pick up the phone? JTG, why was this the right time to write a book?
Well, for the past couple of months, been doing some indie shows and talking to friends and family, and I would share stories with them, and I will all get the same reaction after I tell them the stories. You need to put this on paper. You got some great, hilarious stories, and I wanted to test my writing skills out, and I'm pretty badass.
Fair enough. Now, for those that haven't got a chance to order the book yet, it's only available for 99 cents, a full $9 cheaper than WWE Network. Can you give us kind of like a summary of what this short book is about?
Well, to put it like this, all the stories are focused around heat. And for anybody who doesn't know what heat is a very deadly four-letter word backstage in the wrestling world. Heat is like cooties for grown-ass men. Heat is like a dark cloud that follows a wrestler backstage after a personal conflict or with a bunch of other individuals backstage.
Okay, yeah. There's quite a bit written about the Heat. We're not going to give away too much of the book, although I would like to talk about some of those stories. But for those that don't know, and I don't think a lot of people do know this, which is weird because you were in WWE for what, 7-8 years? And I feel like for the most part, not a lot of people really got to know the man behind JTG. You got started in professional wrestling pretty young, and it wasn't too far long after that you got signed by WWE, right?
Yeah, I got signed when I was 21. I was down in OVW for when I turned 19, and at 21 I got signed.
Wow, I mean, so I guess let's go to the early days if you don't mind. Let's go to the early days of JTG. Who drew you into professional wrestling?
My mom. My mom was a big wrestling fan. My mom went to Madison Square Garden every month when it was WWF, when they ran at MSG. And, she instilled, every Saturday morning we would watch WWF on Saturday. And, of course, I turned into a big fan. I went from Macho Man, Hulk Hogan era. Those are my idols. And then it went from Bret the Hitman Hart, and I idolized him all the way till I was a teenager, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
And we are back. This is Fred Ricciani, the WWE Payback live chat and recap show. I'm here to recap WWE Payback in real time, providing you live commentary and analysis while taking your questions live on the air. I hope you guys are enjoying this thus far. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. We are no longer taking Skype calls for the time being, so I will be giving you guys live commentary instead. And we're actually opening the show right now with Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus, fella. Should be one hell of a match. Hoping Dolph wins, but you know, his luck, just when it starts to get good, goes back down. Hey, JTWB Ball, who do you think started this fight? Started what fight? Ziggler and Sheamus? Sheamus did. Sheamus did. Oh, I thought he said Ricardo Rodriguez. Michael Cole just introduced the Spanish commentators. I'm like, woohoo! Ricardo's back, and unfortunately, it ain't Ricardo. I don't know what the hell Dolph's wearing. Dolph's got some weird red headband thing, his pink shirt. He allegedly was on stage with Britney Spears the other night in Vegas. I don't know if that was Photoshop or not. If somebody could verify that, I'd appreciate it. Okay, Marissa Parker asks me, who do you think will win? Bella Twins or Naomi and Tamina? I got Naomi and Tamina. And Mr. Racer says that Randy Orton is the greatest ever. I don't think so. And they start brawling all of a sudden. Sheamus got Ziggler in a tie clinch. Irish whip. Goes for a clothesline. Ducks underneath. Ziggler with a big drop kick. And Ziggler, whoa! Clotheslines Sheamus onto the outside, fella. Holy moly, donut shop. And Sheamus now saying, damn, why did I spike my mohawk? It's about to get messed up. Ziggler, the big clothesline off the apron, onto Sheamus. Throws him back in the ring. For those that don't know, they now have the LED board in the ring. Ziggler now with the jawbreaker, or outside the ring, similar to NXT. Serves no purpose, but it looks fancy. Ziggler going up top. Crossbody by Ziggler. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Sheamus. Sheamus runs at him. Oh, going for a white noise, almost a Samoan drop. Ziggler rolls him up. 1, 2. Kick out. Sheamus. Oh, man. With the big axe handle to the dome. Irish whip to Ziggler. Ziggler ducks underneath the clothesline. Sheamus picks him up, running power slam. No, Ziggler slips out. Sheamus catches the super kick and just elbows Ziggler right into the knee. Eesh. That's gotta hurt. Well, in real life, that's gotta hurt. And Ziggler rolls out of the ring, favoring his knee. While we got a little bit of downtime in this match, I want to give a very special shout out to Skydoll Sky, as well as my good friend Kimberly Angle, who's also our WWE NXT correspondent. I think she's actually going to be at NXT TakeOver. What's the name of it? Whatever. Unstoppable. They have so many names. The NXT special this Wednesday night. So I will not only be recapping NXT Live that night, but I'll try to get her on the line and give a live perspective of everything that went down. Also, if anybody here went to the shows in Philly and Albany for NXT, please let me know. I heard they were great. Ziggler back in the ring. Getting a mud hole stomped in him by Sheamus. Whew. Sheamus trying to suplex Ziggler back into the ring, and he successfully does. Not as impressive, I'd say, as, what's his name? Cesaro's, power suplex, but still looks pretty good. Austin Harrell at AHHarrell7 on Twitter says, Team RKO, Randy Orton is the best superstar ever, right behind Stone Cold. First off, that would make him the second best superstar ever. And second of all, brother, you're smoking something. But if you like Randy Orton, God bless you. And Austin's also saying that Orton wins the title. I don't know about you, Manpreet, but I think Austin Harrell is swagger jacking your Randy Orton love gimmick. So you might want to see him outside in the playground for that. And Sheamus now locking in that chin lock on Dolph Ziggler. Definitely looks a hell of a lot better than John Cena's super smug STF, where, seriously, when John Cena puts the STF on, there's so much room for the guy to move around. You could put like a beer helmet on. You could put some earmuffs. You could have like a Halloween mask. Hell, that one John Cena STF position could fit my head, Scott Anderson's head, Alan Wu's head. Kevin Hart's. Hell, it could probably fit all of Kevin Hart's body in there. Ziggler mounting a comeback. Sheamus catches him. Oh, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Oof. That's got to hurt. 1, 2. Kick out by Ziggler. So far, so good. I want to also welcome some of our brand new subscribers, including Santiago Silva, Jerbil King, Kusal Harsha, Alex Thorpe, Chris Hill, who's probably the king of the hill, Gregory Borges, and Colt Grick, as well as Jade Belmodis. So thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't already, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Crowd's chanting, "You look stupid," at Sheamus here. For those that don't know, they are in Baltimore, Maryland tonight. I believe at the First Mariner Arena, if it's still called that. Things seem to be getting a heck of a lot better for Baltimore, so that's good. One of the all-time great sports towns, an all-time great wrestling city as well. I know Jim Ross, a good friend of the show, just had a very fun show there, very successful show as well, so congrats to him. Hope everybody in Baltimore is enjoying the show, whether you're watching it on the network, watching it along with us, or watching it live inside the arena. Sheamus now with another chin lock. Terrence Miller asking me, "What's up, Fred?" Not much, Terrence. Celebrated my sister's birthday. Got to hang out a little bit with her boyfriend and the family. Had some hibachi last night. It was pretty dope. Got the fresh cut. Gonna get another fresh cut a little bit soon. Kind of like Ethan Carter III, because, I always got to stay style and profiling. And now just enjoying some WWE action. And Ziggler fires back with an elbow to the head of Sheamus. Sheamus runs at Ziggler, but Ziggler moves out of the way, and Sheamus hits his shoulder into the post. Never seen that spot before. Sheamus now trying to recover. And Carl here says, "I'm going to F this guy up." I'm assuming he means Sheamus, although I don't think I could take on Sheamus, and neither could you. Ziggler trading punches with Sheamus and hitting him. And for those that are wondering who would win in a real fight, let me just tell you that Sheamus has apparently lost real-life fights to Yoshitatsu and Unico, aka the current Sin Cara. And considering Dolph Ziggler has a real wrestling background from Kent State, former teammate of UFC fighter Gray Maynard, I think it's safe to say that Ziggler might actually whoop his ass in real life too. Unless Sheamus has amazing takedown defense. And Ziggler now running wild. Dropkick to the corner on Sheamus, fella. Oh man. For those that don't know, right now you are currently watching the WWE Payback live chat. We will have the recap right afterwards. We are having Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. Ziggler going for a swinging neck breaker. But oh no! Ziggler nearly gets hit with a suplex, flips out. Oh man! DDT. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Sheamus. Now that was one hell of a near fall. Whew. Damn. Damn. Oh, damn. Hisham Subah, my boy from SoCal, says, "Fred, you're right about the Los Angeles Clippers. They helped the Warriors so much. They beat the Spurs, and they gave them the Rockets." I agree. Although I think the Warriors could have probably beaten those teams too. But do I think Dolph Ziggler's about to beat Sheamus, despite the fact he's mounting some offense in the corner? I don't think so. I hope so, but I don't think so. Gabriel Fontanez asks me who's fighting. It's Sheamus and the Zigzag Man, as Booker T would say. Whoa, and Ziggler now, exposing his butt cheek, and he has given Sheamus a stink face. And Sheamus just kissed Ziggler's arse, and Sheamus can't believe it. Sheamus, a.k.a. the long-lost brother of Walking Dead star Sergeant Abraham Ford, rolls out to the outside. He is coughing. He is nauseous. He is drinking Eden's water. And he spit the water at Eden's feet. How dare you? That woman's a lovely lady. How dare you, Sheamus? Rolls back in the ring. Goes for a clothesline. Ziggler ducks underneath. Ziggler now bounced off the ropes. Sheamus goes for a bro kick. Ziggler ducks under again. Famouser. Shades of Ziggler's father, Billy Gunn. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Sheamus. Whoo-hoo. Hell of an opening match, kids. Hell of an opening match. Damn. Sheamus now with the veins bulging out of his bald-ish head. Oh, man. Very good match. Crowd wants Ziggler to win. Ziggler going for the zigzag. Sheamus holds onto the rope. Ziggler splashes him. Goes for the 10 count punch in the corner. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Sheamus now going for a powerbomb. Sit out powerbomb. Shades of Luke Harper. Cover 1, 2. Kick out by Ziggler. Now this is how you open a pay-per-view. Whew. Marissa says, I'll kiss Ziggler's arse. I'm sure you're not the only one. Whew. George Martinez says Ziggler is God. Maybe to Marissa. And Utav Modi says, the match is over, your network is slow. Actually, no, YouTube has about a 1 minute delay for everything. So I have about a minute delay, and actually if the match did end, it hasn't ended on my end thus far as of a minute ago. I'm actually refreshing right now, which was probably a bad idea because now it's not coming on. So that's, oh man, now, great. Should have refreshed it. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see. Okay, it looks like Sheamus just got a near fall. He's frustrated. He's pissed off because Ziggler kicked out. Here we go. Oh boy. Crowd's still chanting, looks stupid. Sheamus now going for white noise. Going for white noise. Hits white noise. And Ziggler is out. That's gotta be it. And Ziggler, and wait. Sheamus now. Going for the clover leaf. Don't tap, Ziggler. Don't tap, Ziggler. Don't tap. Nobody cares about Sheamus. They care about you. Don't tap. Reach the rope. Just reach the rope. Reach the rope, Ziggler. Reach it. And he reaches it. And Sheamus won't break the count. And Sheamus finally breaks the hold at 4. Whew. Yeah, the match is still going. I guess Utsav was trolling me here. Well, Utsav, see you later, buddy. Thank you for that troll job. Ziggler, man. Crowd chanting, this is awesome. This is a great match. This really is. Oh, boy. What's going to happen here? And Sheamus just punching Ziggler in the face, saying, come on. Punch him in the face some more. Telling him, come on. He's picking him up. And Ziggler just headbutted him. Super kick. 1, 2. Get a kick out by Sheamus. And Ziggler is busted open. I think Sheamus just potatoed Ziggler because Ziggler is busted open. We should know, too, that Sheamus did get some heat for stiffing Daniel Bryan a bit in his recent match with him a few months back. And now he busted open Ziggler. Oh, boy. Sheamus going for the bro kick. Going for the brogue. No. Going for a bro kick. And he bro kicks Ziggler, who's on his knees. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Wow. That was a great match. With all that being said, I think the wrong guy won. But a hell of a match. And you can make the argument that neither guy is really going anywhere or really too far right now. I don't think Sheamus is challenging for the title tomorrow. I don't think Dolph is going to be back in the title picture either. So just in the context of just one match, forget the fact that this feud's been kind of dumb. This is a hell of a match. Great match. Great match. Excellent stuff. Whew. Marissa's asking me, can I call you Freddy? Sure, why not? Okay. Driftless Art says Sheamus picks up the win, but Ziggler losing nothing here. But Ziggler loses nothing here, in my opinion. He didn't look great. The problem is not the fact that Ziggler looks great in defeat, because he does a lot. It's the fact that he loses almost all the time. That's the issue. Taylor Pascal says, my money is on Roman Reigns. Hey, Dolph is like Naruto. He never goes out He never goes back with his word and never gets up. Same with Cena. Only Cena wins a lot more. Great match. Loved it. Great stuff. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. All right, we're having a backstage segment now with JTG and Sheamus. Or I'm sorry, not JTG. I'm reading a comment here. What's his name? David Schneider is telling me that the JTG interview is still in the background. And I was also trying to pay attention to this segment, which is Kane and Seth Rollins, which I'm not paying attention to right now. Weird. All right, well, if anybody else hears any weird background noises, let me know. Ironically, I was actually going to take a quick break and play you guys the rest of my JTG interview before we get to our next match. So, David, I'm sorry you're hearing that. I don't hear anything on my end, so my apologies if you're having some weird technical things. If anybody else hears anything odd, please let me know. I'll be sure to fix that because, of course, I do got the WWE Network in the background as I'm trying to do live commentary. But for those still watching thus far, here are the results. R-Truth beat Stardust. Nobody cared. Ascension beat Macho Mandow and Axel Mania. Nobody cared. And Sheamus beat Dolph Ziggler in a great match that everybody cared about. So stay tuned real quick. I'll be right back with the next match. Very cool. Now, when you started wrestling, who got you started as far as training-wise?
Training-wise, my first trainer was in North Carolina. I went there straight out of high school. His name was Gene. I forgot his last name. Legion. He was a Thunderfoot, and I pretty much got ripped off. I stayed there for 6 months. Went back home, and then from New York, I went to Louisville, Kentucky. I took the Greyhound bus, and then I eventually moved to Memphis because it was closer, and I had family there. I was trying to avoid moving to Louisville because that was a big culture shock for me. And then I went back home, started taking the bus again from New York to Louisville, Kentucky. Then I eventually moved to Louisville, Kentucky to pursue this full time.
And you got to work with a mutual friend of ours, Rip Rogers. And if you guys have never met Rip Rogers before, he's one of a kind. And I earlier, before doing this interview, asked people to submit some questions via Twitter. And I figure if we're talking about OVW right now, I might as well bring this up. Rip asked me, can you ask JTG about the special morning classes we had at OVW, where it was usually JTG, Santino, Armando Estrada, Serena, and Mandow going full speed?
Oh, yeah. I remember waking up early and going to class, and Rip laid it in on us. It was just, usually when you have a big class, you have some time to rest and watch the other trainees do their spots and do their training exercises. In this class, there was only a few of us. There was probably like 8 of us, and we were just going. But that class was for talent who really, really wanted it. And a majority of everybody in that class made it to the WWE.
Yeah, OVW put out a lot of different people. Now, this was, correct me if I'm wrong, 2005, 2006-ish, right, when you were in OVW?
Yes.
So that was towards kind of the end of OVW's run with WWE as a developmental territory. And then eventually they kind of transitioned to FCW, which later was shut down, and now, of course, it's known as WWE NXT. As a guy that was there for a while, obviously you got out of OVW in 2006, 2007, got on the main roster, but just, I guess maybe from the outside looking in, what were the major differences you saw between OVW and then FCW, which at the time kind of received a lot of criticism?
What was the difference between
OVW and FCW as far as putting out the amount of talent? I mean, you look at OVW with a very limited budget, with very limited resources. I mean, they put out, obviously, Crime Time. I mean, a ton of other guys, of course, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, et cetera, et cetera. And then you get to FCW, and while they had some talent out there, you make the argument that the talent wasn't as strong or as well trained as it was in years past under Danny Davis and Jim Cornette.
Yes. I would say the big difference is, like, again, I have to go back to Rip Rogers. Rip Rogers has his own style of training, and he does it the old school way. He doesn't give, can I curse on here?
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you want.
He doesn't give a shit about the WWE style. He makes you learn his style first, and then when you get called up, you're already so trained to Rip that you can just adjust to any style. the old school style, learning how to tell a story, facials, how to cut a promo, and he just gives you the basic fundamentals to tell a story in the ring.
Yeah, definitely an underrated trainer in my opinion. I mean, not a guy that's very corporate, but you know what? Rip Rogers is definitely going to teach you how to handle the business. Man, now what do you got on the main roster? And we are back, everybody. Woo! Here with the New Day. Very interesting. Oh. Who are they calling out? Are they calling out the Baltimore Ravens? Oh, they're calling out the Orioles. Okay. Okay. New Day out doing a typical heel promo. Dissing Baltimore. Crowd chanting, let's go O's. Arturo, okay, let's go to some comments here while we're waiting for this match to start. Okay, Arturo Sanchez says TSC is life. Mike Pearson identifies him. Oh, Adam Jones. Okay. I like this Adam Jones better than Cincinnati's Adam Jones. Nasser Wafa says, we want Lana. Who doesn't? Luis Garcia says, my money is on Dean and Roman. You can't make two choices here. Mike Pearson also says, awesome show, bro. Best on YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jay Cool, is he talking to JTG? JTG, that was an interview I did a few weeks ago. What we usually do in these live chats is when there's any downtime. I'll not only take some questions, but I'll play some clips from past interviews. Tonight, we're playing some clips from my JTG interview. Hey, Callum Stevenson, Fred to replace Michael Cole in commentary. Thank you for that, Callum. Although I do think Michael Cole is incredibly talented and has had a great career. The problem is he's just produced like crap. And the crowd is clapping, New Day sucks. And they're not happy. Fred, what outfit will Natalya wear tonight? I don't know, but it's probably going to be revealing. Mr. Racer says New Day are bigger tag champs than Santino and Vladimir Kozlov. I don't think so, but alright. Whew, Natalya looking great as always. Her outfit's a little more, I'd say a little bit more tame than the previous dominatrix style. It was funny, on Monday, her bosoms were all out. And she's coming out, and she's been coming out with like her bosoms like that for the last, I'd say, 3-4 weeks. And it seemed like they made a deliberate attempt to not focus on her. It was almost like she's celebrating with Tyson Kidd, but you only see Tyson and Cesaro in the shot. Pretty funny. Maybe they realized that some kids might get I don't know how you get scarred for life seeing those things, but I guess maybe would ask their mommy what are those. Gotta keep it PG, I guess. And Kidd and Cesaro now rocking the cool purple and white color scheme. I dig it. A little bit of purple rain from Cesaro and Kidd. Very nice. Terry Allen Jr. says JoJo, the ring announcer, is very attractive tonight. Did she announce too? She is a very attractive woman. I don't know if she's still dating Leon White's son, Vader's son. But they were a cute couple on Instagram for a little while. But yes, she is a very attractive young woman. Glad she's been able to salvage a career after essentially not really being able to wrestle all that well. Not her fault, though. It's not like somebody put a gun to her head or put a gun to Debu's head and said, hey, you have to make JoJo wrestle. She's much better as a ring announcer. Although she should probably be on American Idol as opposed to ring announcing. But hey, you take the gigs where you can get them. This is a 2 out of 3 falls match. And Tyson Kidd now starting with Kofi. Goes for the schoolboy. Kofi kicks out. Has a side headlock. Backs up in the corner. Blind tag Cesaro. Kofi eats an elbow from Kidd. And a clothesline from Cesaro. Cover. 1. And a 1 count on Kofi. Cesaro now. Big scoop slam. Kofi slips out. Tags in the big man, Big E. Who has arguably the biggest breasts in all of professional wrestling. They lock up. Side headlock by Cesaro. Big E pushes him off. Drop down. Oh! And Cesaro catches Big E in midair and slams him. Cover and a 1 count. Punch in the gut. Another punch in the gut by Big E. And another one. Irish whip. Oh! A big press slam here. Oh! And just press slam Cesaro with ease. And it drags him and straddles him against that middle rope. That's Gotta hurt. Damn. Damn. Whew. HB Goo 1975 is asking me, are Cameron and Ava Marie going to be pushed as faces? I really don't know. Sandria says, I love this show. Definitely going to follow you on Twitter. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. David Carrillo says, you are cool. No, buddy, you are cool. Cesaro now takes out Big E out of the ring. Kofi's back in the ring. Big suplex on Kofi. Just walking around, lifting him up. Tag made to Tyson Kidd. Cesaro still got him in a vertical suplex position. What are they going to do with Kofi now? Uh-oh. Oh, man. Super vertical suplex cover. 1, 2, and Big E breaks up the 3 count. Cesaro clotheslines Big E out of the ring. Goes back on the apron. Another quick tag. Cesaro comes in. Double team maneuver. Tyson Kidd got a slingshot. Kofi Kingston. Oh, man. Slingshots him into Cesaro. Cesaro now teasing. The giant swing. Spinning him. 6. And a big drop kick cover. 1, 2, 3. And Cesaro and Kidd get the first fall. Man. And Xavier Woods is in shock here. And what the hell? Wait, hang on. What the hell is Xavier Woods doing? Xavier Woods is getting in the ring. He's saying Freebird rules. But Natalia pulls him off the apron. And Tyson Kidd now. Oh, man. Hits a flying senton on Xavier Woods. Oh, my goodness gracious. Enziguri to, what the hell? Enziguri to Kofi Kingston. Big E tries to spear Kidd off the apron, but falls to the outside. Kidd now with the suicide dive, but Big E catches him. Belly to back suplex on Kidd by Big E on the outside. Before Kidd dove on Big E, he clotheslined the hell out of Kofi Kingston. Damn. Great match. So let's see, they're showing a replay here. Tyson Kidd flips over Big E to duck him. Clotheslines Kofi. Then gets caught by Big E and belly to back suplex onto the floor. Crowd chanting New Day sucks. Uh-oh. And Cesaro took a fan's water bottle and poured it on Kidd, trying to revive him here. Oof. Man. Great match so far. Damn. Tyson Kidd back in the ring. Broke the count. Getting beat up in the corner by Kofi and Big E. Xavier Woods talking a lot of crap, holding his face. I like Xavier Woods and all, but he's a much better manager than he is a wrestler. I'll tell you that much. Kofi just pounded him. Another tag, and now Big E beating the hell out of Tyson Kidd. They ain't stopping here. They're just going and going. Oh, baseball slide dropkick into Kidd. Damn. Alex Basha says, I expected Dolph to win earlier tonight. Oh, well. And he says, I've subscribed to your channel and I look forward to future live commentary and videos. Well, thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate that. Oof. Knife edge chop by Kofi. Goes to recover on Kidd. 1, 2, kick out by Kidd. Crowd chant for Tyson. He's now kind of in a little bit of an arm wringer here from Kofi. I just did a recap of the Golovkin fight, which you guys should check out. Did a recap of the Canelo fight recently. Of course, Mayweather Pacquiao. I'm going to recap in UFC 187. And on SoundCloud.com/TSC News, I just uploaded a brand new podcast with our good friend Paul Lazenby talking about UFC 187, John Jones, the Reebok deal, WWE. He's actually doing a WWE film with The Miz, the Christmas movie, and much, much more. So please, when you guys are done with this and the recap tonight, check that out on SoundCloud.com/TSC News. But to answer your question, Alex, and to answer your comment, yes, plenty of recap shows to go around, past, present, and of course, in the future. Uh-oh, Big E catches Tyson, who's trying to dive for a tag. Oh, thrown on his stomach. Ouch. Man. Big E going for a splash. Splashes Tyson Kidd. 1, 2, and Cesaro Junkyard Dog headbutts his way to break up the pin. Kofi Kingston throws Cesaro out of the ring. But wait, Cesaro tumbles over on the apron. Headbutts Kofi. And Big E spears Cesaro. Oh my goodness gracious. Crowd's chanting holy bleep. I'm chanting holy doodle squat here. Damn. Damn. Tyson Kidd has nobody to tag. Big E tags in Kofi. Kofi kicks Tyson in the gut. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Kidd. Great match so far. Man. I'm sorry, Cesaro didn't headbutt Kofi. He gave him a boot before getting speared by Big E. How is Cesaro not in the main events, or at least the upper mid-card? I have no idea, but I'm glad him and Tyson are getting this shot to showcase their stuff because they are truly great. Kofi now going up top. Tyson Kidd meets him with a drop kick to the gut. Wow. Tyson going to the corner, but Cesaro's still down. Cesaro's still down. Who's Kidd gonna tag? And Big E's tagged in. Will Tyson survive? Big E going for a splash. Schoolboy by Tyson. Cover. 2. Kick out by Big E. Big E lifts him up. Going for a big ending. Tyson slips out. Ducks underneath. Kicks Kofi off of the apron. Gives a big boot to Big E. Now Kidd flips over to the apron now. Springboard. Oh, Big E catches him though. Oh no. Looks like they're going for this super big ending here. Big ending. That was a garbage super big ending. 1, 2, 3. And now it's tied up at 2. That was kind of botched. Big E went for the big ending and Kofi was supposed to splash on top of Tyson, but instead just jumped near him and did this. Looked really crappy. Maybe you shouldn't try that again. Still, valiant effort. Cesaro's down. Favoring his knee. Tyson Kidd's on outside of the ring. Damn. Crowd's chanting New Day sucks. This is a great match. Have I mentioned how talented all these guys are? Seriously. Natalia's great. Big E's great and should be in the main events right now. Kofi Kingston should at least be an upper mid-carder these days. Cesaro should be in main events. Tyson Kidd deserves a real shot. It's a damn shame these guys haven't been pushed better in the past. But I'm very happy that all 4 men involved in the ring are making the most of this opportunity. They deserve it. Belly to back suplex on Big E on Tyson Kidd. Kidd still has nobody. I'll repeat, nobody to tag in. Xavier Woods and his man bun talking junk. Big E measuring Kidd. Drop toe hold into the middle turnbuckle in the corner by Tyson Kidd. Desperation. Wow. Whew. Man. Cesaro back in the ring. Kidd tags Cesaro. Cesaro. Big belly to back suplex on Kofi. Big uppercut on Kingston. Big uppercut on Big E. Irish whip in Kingston. Big uppercut again. Irish whip to Kingston. Uppercut again. And again. And again. And now, going for a big press slam here. And he throws Kofi on Big E. And he picks up Big E. Oh my God, trying to go for a tiger suplex on Big E, but couldn't do it. Way to deadweight him, Big E. Way to deadweight him, buddy. Oh my goodness. Running European uppercut on Kofi by Cesaro. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Kofi. Wow. Now that's called thinking on your feet. Wow. Whew. And Simeon's asking me if I think Reigns and Ambrose will turn heel and join Rollins tonight. I don't think so. Wishful thinking. Irish whip by Kingston to the corner on Cesaro. Cesaro gives him a boot. Tyson Kidd tags in. Kofi Kingston springboards the middle rope and a top rope now. Oh, wait. But Cesaro catches him for a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Springboard elbow drop by Kidd. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Kingston. What a great match. Sebastian saying Tyson and Cesaro will win. We're going to have to find out here. Kim Albert says New Day sucks. And the Ring, they don't suck. Mike Pearson's asking me how much of a delay I have on YouTube. I have about a minute delay, so please bear with me if you're watching along. I have about a 1 minute delay. Maybe a little less. Crouch Shane, this is awesome. Kidd going for a sharpshooter now in Kingston. He beat him on SmackDown with that move. Turns him over. He turns him over. He turns him over. Kingston now. Trying to make it to the rope. Trying to reach to the rope. Can he do it? Cesaro throws Big E over the Spanish announcer's table. Actually, the English announcer's table. I'm sorry. Whew, man. Cesaro let go of the hold. Why do you let go of the hold here? Kidd now back in the ring. Or I'm sorry, Kidd was the one with the hold. Cesaro's now back in the ring. Okay, Cesaro now grabbing Kofi by the wrist. What's he doing here? What the hell? Cesaro. What the hell happened here? Flying up, big uppercut by Cesaro on Kingston. Cover one. Biggie breaks it up. That was a weird sequence before, where Tyson tumbled on Cesaro and then he tagged back in and did an uppercut thing. Biggie takes out Kidd. Cesaro takes out Biggie with the dropkick. Xavier Woods starting to come in. Jawbreaker by Xavier Woods. Wait, small package. Wait, no, Xavier, wait, hang on. Wait a second. Hang on. That was a jawbreaker by Kingston. And then Xavier Woods came in and hit a small package on Cesaro. Xavier Woods isn't even in the match. It's not even in the match. And wait a second. The New Day retains. The New Day, dare I say, used the old twin magic. The old trick that the Bashams used to use. And more recently, the Bella Twins. And Xavier Woods and Kofi switched places because they both have the man bun, although Kofi's got the double bun. And they got the win. Wow. So far, babyfaces are heels are 2-0, and babyfaces are 0-2 on the main card of the pay-per-view. Great match. Great match. Wow. That was excellent. That was excellent. Wow. Great stuff. But as Gabe Washington says, it is kind of lame. All black people look the same in WWE land. I mean, look, you know, I know you're saying here. It is pretty lame. And the New Day still is kind of a lame, borderline racist gimmick. Or at the very least, the one that is considered stereotypical. I mean, I'd say it was somewhat of a clever finish, but it would have been better if they just said it's Freebird rules, but Xavier Woods was taken out early in the match. That would have been better rather than having them look alike. But, I mean, I'll say this. It would be better if both had the same type of man bun. Kofi's got the pigtails, and Kofi's a little bit darker skin, and Kofi's got the goatee. But at the same time, if you're the ref, and there's a lot of chaos going on, at the very least, it's somewhat of a clever finish. Great match. Really enjoyed the match. Best match so far, but Sheamus and Dolph Ziggler is pretty damn good, too. And now they're kind of doing a backstage segment with Ryback and Bray Wyatt. Byron Saxton, whose career was killed after those horrific Monday Night Raw broadcasts. He's interviewing Ryback right now. I don't really care what they have to say. I guess I'll listen in. I'll take a quick breather. We'll check in about a minute or two with Bray Wyatt and Ryback and whatever else is going on. But please feel free to check out this clip from my interview with Crime Time star JTG. So you were 21. Well, you got signed by WWE when you were 21 years old. I'm guessing around 22, 23, you were on the main roster?
No, I was on the main roster when I was 21.
Okay, wow.
I didn't have that much time to prepare to get on the road. You know, I just had to get the hang of things really quick. I got signed in, I believe it was June of 2006, and then in September of 2006, I made my debut at the Staples Center.
Wow. For a guy that's pretty much a lifelong wrestling fan, you're 21 years old. That's around the time when people are still in college, partying, doing their thing, go to parties, juggling class, finals. You're here on the main roster around guys like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Vince freaking McMahon. I mean, how overwhelming was that the first few months being in WWE?
It was very overwhelming. It was very mind-blowing, and I had to mature very quick. I had a lot of brothers that took me under their wing when I got up there. Of course, Shad, he's been my brother for the past decade, my big brother. And also Armando Estrada took me under his wing, Elijah Burke. Those were all close friends, and, they kept an eye on me and make sure I didn't do too many dumb mistakes. Of course, I was bound to make dumb mistakes at 21, But there could have been a lot more made if it wasn't for those three.
And God bless your tag team partner, Shad Gaspard, who seems like a cool dude. But I got a chance to read a little bit of your book. Haven't gone through the whole thing yet. And it seems like part of the book should be called How Shad Got Me Heat. And while Shad seems like a great friend, he also seems like a guy that, with all due respect to him, at times could have been a bit of a pain in the ass. How's your relationship with Shad these days? And is he still the same guy that we read about in the book, or has he kind of smartened up a little bit when it comes to talking to people?
Well, those stories were 8 years ago, so he's definitely not the same person. He's definitely a lot more mature. Back then, Shad was all about fun and having a good time. Even at work, trying to be professional, he's all about having a good time and having fun. So, yeah, I believe throughout the years, he definitely changed his attitude.
Okay.
He's more professional because he's in Hollywood now. He's getting work, so he definitely had to change his persona, his image of his outlook on life.
You have a lot of funny stories in the book. Is there one that's not in the book that you could tell us, just like to give people kind of like an example?
One story to give you a little tease. Like Shad he's a jokester. He loves to have fun, even with people he doesn't know. He likes to try to make them crack a smile, but sometimes it could be a little inappropriate. For example, we did a meet and greet, and we met some children, and then there was one particular lady with her baby, and I picked her up. I took a picture with her. Everything was good, and then Shad picked the baby up, and the baby started crying, and he looked at the baby, and he looked at the mother, and he gave the baby back to the mother and said, "Ma'am, your baby's a racist," and starts laughing, and everyone, the WWE rep that was doing the meet and greet with us, like everyone was just looking at each other like very uncomfortable and awkward. And he kind of laughed it off. He was like, "That's not funny." Yeah, I don't know what a good joke is. Like that's the type of situation that we got ourselves in.
Yeah, and all things considered, I mean, I say that about Shad, but at the end of the day, he seems like a very nice guy, and one that's not really mean-spirited. He doesn't come off mean-spirited at all. Just a guy that, like you said, kind of having fun. And unfortunately, in the hypersensitive world of pro wrestling, or at least in WWE, can rub some people the wrong way.
Oh, definitely. He's still all about having fun. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to go to a party, you look at a club, Chad is the guy. He's the party man.
You were in WWE for a long time, right? Was it 7 years, 8 years?
8 years.
Wow, 8 years in WWE. Crime Time started out really, really hot. A lot of people thought you were going to get the tag titles. Didn't end up working out. You guys got released when you got into that whole thing with Kane and Murdoch. Luckily, you were brought back. You were hot for a little while. And there was a short time where you guys were affiliated with John Cena. Again, earlier today, I asked people to submit some questions. And a lot of people were wondering why they never moved forward with the John Cena stable with yourself, Shad, of course, JTG. I look at it now. And one of the problems I have with WWE, and a lot of people seem to have, is that there's a lot of baby faces, but the baby faces never have any friends. Whereas back in the day, Hulk Hogan had Macho Man, Randy Savage, and vice versa, and Ric Flair had Ricky Steamboat when he was a baby face, and you have John Cena and he gets attacked, he gets beat up, and nobody comes out to save him. It kind of seems unrealistic these days in 2015.
Sometimes the story reflects real life.
Oh, okay. So would you say real life is the reason why JTG and Shad weren't affiliated with Cena? Not too far along, I think in 2008, 2009?
No, we were affiliated with Cena for a short time. And then I believe he got hurt. I can't remember, I'm trying to remember, it was a while ago. But all of a sudden, I just remember that we weren't with him anymore. It just stopped abruptly. It was like, okay, are we coming out with you? Like, nope, we're good. I'm good. I'm like, okay, are we doing it? Like, nope, I'm good. It just stopped abruptly. I had no idea what happened.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys were cool too. I mean, at the time, like Cena's been popular for the last decade, but I just feel like with Crime Time with him, it kind of gave him a new edge. And then when he came back, it was just like, okay, he's just the hustle, loyalty, and respect dude. But all right,
yeah.
So, how'd you maintain your sanity in WWE? Again, I don't want to give away too much of the book, but there's just an unbelievable amount of pettiness that you write about that goes on backstage in WWE, at least in the mid-2000s. How the hell did you maintain your sanity for all these years?
I have to compare it to battered wife syndrome. You love your husband so much, you're just in love, but he he abuses you mentally, not even physically, just mentally, and you just go through it because you just love it. I love wrestling, man. I was in love with it, and I was willing to go through it because I had a vision, and that vision.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with Bray Wyatt versus the Ryback. For those that are just joining us, this is the TSC News pay-per-view live chat. We usually do these once a month. I may even do it for Elimination Chamber 2 weeks from now, although we will have a live recap. How it works is I do live analysis and commentary of the matches from top to bottom. No illegal streams, no illegal showing of the matches. And I take your questions and comments live on the air all throughout the night. Quick programming note, we will have a live recap right after this live chat at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out. We usually have recaps every Monday night as well. And on to the match. Ryback wasting no time, taking out Bray Wyatt in his military green vest and Dwayne Wade white pants. And it kind of looks like Bray's hairline's already receding. Maybe his hair's just really wet and stringy. I don't know. But it looked like he kind of had a Luke Harper bald spot there for a minute. Cover by Ryback. Kick out by Bray. Yeah, it looks like he has a bald spot. Never noticed that. Huh. Maybe he got singed when he was doing all his weird witchcraft. Bray Wyatt now. The big uppercut. Doing chants now from the fans of "Let's go Wyatt, let's go Ryback." I'd like to hear who you have, Ryback or Wyatt. Ryback ducks underneath the clothesline, ducks underneath another clothesline. Ryback with a Thez press. Picks up Wyatt, slamming him on the ground, saying "stupid." And Bray rolls out of the ring. Ryback gets out of the ring. And Ryback brawls with him. I believe this is Bray. Oh! And Bray Wyatt slammed into the barricade by Ryback. Damn! And Ryback now asks everybody to say, "Feed me more." Shout out to my good friend John Moody, who's a big Ryback fan. Freddie Mitchell Jr. had a great tweet right before I came back on the air. The video package they just showed of Ryback has been way better than his push in years. It was awesome. If you guys missed it, go back on the man and check it out. Great video package. Now, if only they could do that on every single Raw and make them a little bit longer, kind of like that ESPN E60 special with NXT. I mean, God forbid people actually care about these superstars beyond the ring. Oh, and Bray cares about hurting Ryback. Big collision. Just tackles him with a big shoulder to the midsection. That's gotta hurt. This is Bray Wyatt's first match back on pay-per-view since the Undertaker match. And that match was way better than it had any business of being. Bray picking him up by the head. Just beating down on him. Ryback laying on the middle rope. Just beating him down. Beating him down. And then a headbutt to the back. I don't know if a headbutt to the back is going to do much to the Ryback, but it's a valid try. Ryback in the corner. Taking his licks. Bray now with a snapmare. Guess he learned that in the forest. And Bray Wyatt now with the chin lock. Trying to make Ryback give up. And shout out to Bitbull Wilson for life for subscribing to me on YouTube. Much appreciated. If you guys also like downloading podcasts, you can check us out at soundcloud.com/TSC News. Please feel free to follow us there, as well as at TSC News on Instagram. And Bray trying to slow things down. Ryback back to his feet. Ryback losing his grip. Bray's losing his grip on Ryback. Knee to the gut by Bray. Bray goes for a punch. Ryback ducks underneath. And he knocks him down. And knocks him down again. He's just probably pushing him. He's bullying him. Big slam. Big slam by the Ryback. Cover. One. And a kick out at one by Bray. Damn. And Ryback runs at Bray. Misses Bray. His shoulder eats the post. I feel like I've seen that spot before. Oh yeah, I saw it 5 times on Raw last week, and I just saw it in the opener with Ziggler and Sheamus. Ryback trying to shake those cobwebs, trying to recover. They're both on the apron. Oh no. DDT on the apron by Bray Wyatt on Ryback. Oh man, now that was just brutal. Whew. Well, the big guy's brains are scrambled. Damn, son. Man. Oh. That. He just tackle Ryback? I just see a replay there. Ryback is selling quite a bit. I missed it there. I was checking a tweet. The hell did Bray do to Ryback? I guess Bray splashed him? Damn. Alright, showing a replay. Oh, Bray ran off the apron. Oh, he hit the back splash on Ryback. Oof. That's gotta hurt. And Ryback's either really hurt or selling it. Damn. Oof. Yikes. Shout out to our new subscribers, Sarah Schwartz, Peripheral Verma, and Jaguars Rule 11. Thank you for the love. Oh, man. Ryback might be counted out here. Oh, no. Is Ryback going to lose via count out? And Ryback jumps in at 9.5. Damn. But did Ryback make the right decision here? Right now, it doesn't really look like it. Oof. And Bray just pounding on Ryback, giving him a quarter pounder with cheese. Damn. Holy moly. And Bray now running at him, splashes him in the corner. And what's Bray doing here? He's getting cocky. He is posing. Bad idea to pose, Bray. Bray posing on the middle rope. But wait, Ryback now got him up for a power bomb. Power bomb. Shades of the Undertaker with the last ride. Damn. Damn. Oof. That's got to hurt. Holy doodle squat. Wow. And but Bray sort of recovers. Ryback power slams him. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Bray Wyatt. Damn. Ryback slowly getting up. I think he's going to set up for the meat hook clothesline. Yes, he is. Feed me more. Yes, he is. Woohoo! Trisha Jones says, I love your videos. Thank you so much, Trisha. Oh, man. Wyatt rolled out of the ring. Ryback ran at him. And Ryback got clothesline out of his boots. Damn. Now that is a clothesline from hell. Whew. Marcus Ryan, thoughts on the match so far? A kick out by Ryback. Marcus Ryan asking thoughts on the match so far. Much better than it has any business of being. So far, thumbs up pay-per-view. Oh, Ryback with a big vertical release suplex. And Bray just stalking Ryback. Oh, knee in the corner. Yeah, so far I've really enjoyed this pay-per-view. Pleasantly surprised. That being said, we still have Rusev and Cena, and we could see a promising young superstar get buried 6 feet under. Hopefully it doesn't happen. And Bray running to splash Ryback, but Ryback splashes him instead. Bounces off the ropes. Wyatt ducks underneath a clothesline. But Ryback answers back with a spine buster. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. That's been a pretty damn good match given who's involved. I give these guys a lot of props here. Really good stuff. And thank you, Courtney Powell, for subscribing to TSC News. Man. Dion Trimble says Vince needs to give Wyatt a legit push. I agree. But maybe they feel like they are giving a legit push, and they feel like he's young and they could just wait a little bit. I think they might as well pull the trigger already. The guy's been ready to become a big babyface for a while now. Turn Roman or Dean heel, and make Bray Wyatt one of your top babyfaces. And Bray now setting up Ryback for a superplex. Is he going to hit a superplex? Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Shout out to Alan Wu, who's tweeting us right now. The other Alan Wu on Twitter. Our good friend and social media guy. And as I shout him out, I'm sure he's watching in horror as Wyatt is trying to superplex Ryback. Ryback is stopping him, hits him with a headbutt, and another, and another. And Bray is on his back. What the hell is Ryback doing Ryback on the top rope? Ryback on the top rope? Ryback with a splash! Ryback with a frog splash! Holy doodle squat! Cover! 1, 2, kick out by Bray! Ryback with the splash! Sweet sister of Skip Sheffield! That was a hell of a move! Damn. Austin Harrell says, I got a feeling that the main event, somebody's going to turn heel or interfere. Or turn heel or face and interfere. Well, somebody's definitely going to interfere. As far as turning heel or face, I'd say Kane's most likely. No, Marcus, I do not think that Brock Lesnar is returning tonight. Damn. Wait, bro, I almost caught him with his Sister Abigail, but no! Ryback now, going for a shell shock. Go for a shell shock, but Bray Wyatt grabbing onto the top rope. Bray Wyatt grabbing onto the top rope. In the corner. Ryback, let's go. Bray pushes him in the corner. Oh, wait, the turnbuckle pad was exposed. Wait a second. Sister Abigail. 1, 2, 3. And finally, Bray Wyatt wins a feud. Sort of. Turnbuckle was exposed. It met Ryback's face. Ryback hit his face. They exposed turnbuckle. Bray Wyatt hit the Sister Abigail. And cover. 1, 2, 3. That was all she wrote. Dare I say, yet another hell of a match on this WWE Payback pay-per-view that just a few days ago, just a few hours ago, seemed like a lame duck pay-per-view. Well done, WWE, so far. Damn. Kenny Lamar is sad that his boy Ryback won. Or lost. Gabe says, clever ending again. Who the hell is writing Payback? Great story in the match. Yeah. Listen, man. There's times where you watch WWE and you go, what the hell are they doing? And there's times like tonight where you're watching them thus far and you say, they know exactly what they're doing. Damn. Great stuff. Great stuff. And now they're showing a Home Shopping Network ad, or a parody of Home Shopping Network about Money in the Bank. Kind of clever. Steven Hernandez says, do you think Kevin Owens will interfere in the match of Cena and Rusev? No, I don't. Trisha Jones, do you think Undertaker comes back in 2016? Yes, for one last match in his home state of Texas. Hopefully I'll be there. Okay. What is showing? Oh, the Stone Cold. Oh, yeah, Stone Cold's having a podcast with Paul Heyman on June 1st after Raw. You can look out for that. Mystic1410 says, damn, it looks like the big guy got eaten. He got eaten by the Eater of Worlds. For sure. Okay. Let's see. Wyatt needs a push. Seems like he's getting one right now. Okay. Thaxton says, I think Cena or Rusev will leave as champ. One of them has to leave. Jessica Souther is asking me, can I have a recap of what happened thus far? Sure. Pre-show, Stardust beat R-Truth beat Stardust. Not that anybody cares. Ascension beat Mandow and Axel. Ziggler lost to Sheamus in a great match. New Day beat Cesaro and Kidd in a great match. And Wyatt beat Ryback in a great match by standards of Ryback matches. So far, a very good pay-per-view. And for those asking, yes, I will be watching NXT on Wednesday night. I don't think I'll be doing a live chat of NXT. I might. I'll think about it. But I will be doing an NXT TakeOver recap right after the show. And up next, we're going to get Rusev versus Cena in an I Quit match. This could go either way. Maybe Rusev beats up John Cena so much that he doesn't give up, but the ref is forced to stop the match. That's how I would book it, since you know they're trying to phase John Cena out anyway. What else you could do is Rusev threatens to hurt Lana. Maybe pick her up. And this is a finish that Jeremy Bauer suggested, so I want to give him a shout out here. Have Rusev pick up Lana, threaten to maybe throw her over the stage or something. Cena's forced to say I quit to protect Lana. And then Lana later reveals, hey, You sucker. Me and Rusev were in on it all along. That would be great. But what are they going to do probably? Rusev's probably just going to lose to Cena. Or Lana will throw in the towel, which I guess is better than nothing. Or better than Rusev jobbing for any Rusev fans, but still kind of lame. But all that being said, we'll take a quick breather. We'll be right back. Check out this quick clip from my interview with JTG.
Be a top guy, have some titles under my belt, and that never happened. And then one day I stopped throwing darts at the board to see what will work, and I just said fuck it. You know, after a while, after trying so much, after trying so hard, sometimes you just throw in the towel.
And there was a time when you were home for a really, really long while. I mean, during that time, were you just collecting a check? Were you pitching ideas? And you weren't the only one. I mean, Kurt Hawkins was home for a while. Ezekiel Jackson, who's now Big Rick in Lucha Underground. When you guys are home, is it just you know the reality of the situation? Whatever, I'm just gonna chill and collect my paycheck, or are you actively trying to get their attention while you're home?
Well, when I got home, before I got sent home, I was throwing a bunch of ideas, and some of the ideas I saw in other talent, and that's like one of the worst feelings in the world, to get your intellectual property stolen. You know, it wasn't the exact same idea, but it was damn near pretty close. And after that happens a couple of times, you're just like, you know what, I don't want to submit no more ideas, because it's obviously good, but not good enough for me. So when I was home for almost a year, I didn't submit any ideas.
Man, yeah, I think after a while they just kind of beat it out of you. And Kurt Hawkins did a few interviews after he was released by WWE. I'm paraphrasing this quote here, but he pretty much said that when Zack Ryder, for lack of a better term, got buried, despite getting himself over online on YouTube, that a lot of guys at his level and your level kind of lost faith in the company. Would you say that's accurate?
It's exactly accurate. I said that in an interview not too long ago. I said that put a black eye on the morale in the locker room. Like, how could somebody whose name is being chanted in Madison Square Garden, throughout the arena, in the train stations, this guy is over. This was at Survivor Series, and they wanted him in the U.S. title match, and they got another superstar. But this guy obviously deserved the match at WrestleMania that year, and he pretty much got buried. And this guy tried everything. He got himself over, but because politics and because of the four-letter word, he didn't get what he deserved.
Man, and you're a guy that grew up not only in the 80s, but on the Monday Night Wars. And I'm sure throughout your time in WWE, you hear about all the politics in WCW. You watch the DVDs, you watch the Network Special. WCW. You know, W's nothing like WCW and all the politics. But from reading your book and just reading on the interviews, it seems like there were a hell of a lot of politics in WWE as well. And still are.
Oh, yeah, it still are. And I don't know if it's going to change. You know, it's just a cycle. You know, it's a system there that they have in place, and I don't see it ever going another way.
So when you look back, I mean, you wrote this book. Obviously, there were times where you got heat. A lot of times for really, really petty stuff. I mean, massage tables and bizarre things like that, or some things your friend. And we are back. I hope you enjoyed the interview thus far throughout the night. If you want to see the complete interview, please feel free to on SoundCloud.com/TSC News, or just browse through our interviews playlist. If you go on YouTube.com/Sports Courier, the front page of our YouTube channel, we have an interviews playlist. We got interviews of all your favorite stars: JTG, CJ Parker, formerly of WWE NXT, Jim Ross, Booker T, Diamond Dallas Page, Mick Foley, Bob Backlund, Chael Sonnen, Rich Franklin, Anderson Silva, John Jones, Rampage Jackson. The list goes on and on and on and on. But enough of the plugs. We got Rusev versus Cena coming up in an I Quit match, and what could be the beginning of the end for Rusev and Lana, literally and figuratively and creatively, or it could be just another stepping stone as Rusev progresses his career as a top guy, or sort of top guy. Rusev now looking angry. He wants to fight Cena, ready to kick his ass. I still have no idea if Illuminati is tattooed on his back. Lana looking great, by the way, in her white outfit with some black trim on the collar. Is Rusev saying... No, Rusev sent Lana outside. He didn't send her to the back. Telling her to be obedient. He's saying, obey me, woman. That's kind of sexist. And John Cena about to come out. Getting greeted with some booze. And I think he's going to be greeted with a lot of booze. And crowd saying, John Cena sucks. Here we go. Should be fun. Woo! Okay, let's go to some comments while we're waiting. Pay Vlogs. Hey, Fred, do you think Paige will return? Yeah, eventually. Mike says Lana equals hot. Duh. Fourth pay-per-view in a row, end this feud. Yep. Oh, man. Wrestling News Source reports that it looks like Ryback is legit hurt because the ref threw an X sign. Ouch. That's gotta suck. Well, we wish the very best to the big guy, Ryback. Yeah, that blows, man. Hope he feels better. Get better, big guy. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. How about Cena's forced to say I quit when Rusev puts Lana in the Accolade? That's not going to happen because they're PG. They're not doing that. Just letting you know. They're not doing that right now. Okay. How about giving Bray Wyatt the IC title? I wouldn't mind that. Awara Mott. Will Cena win? Probably. Mystic 1410 says it's really going to suck if Dean gets pinned. I agree. Jeremy says, I'll admit for a filler feud that was a good match between Ryback and Wyatt. I agree. Mr. Racer 1029 says, hey Fred, I just calculated how long I've been subscribed to you, and it's been 2 years, 3 months, and 9 days. God bless you, brother. Appreciate that. Shout out to Manpreet Tour, my boy in SoCal. We gotta chill one day, man, when I'm back out there. Kenny Lamar asks me, do I think Cena will win? Unfortunately, yes. Luis Garcia, Lana is sexy. Of course she is. Oh, man. Just to Reside says the Boo Birds are out for Cena. Yep. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chance. Gabriel M says, I want... What do you say here? Gabriel M says, let's go Cena. Rusev on the mic, tell him to shut up. I think he's yelling in Bulgarian. That's funny. Yeah. Ryback says, half of these people already hate you. Scott Anderson texted me, so he is resurfaced. He says, last night in Newark, New Jersey, my neck of the woods, Ryback beat Bray Wyatt with a shell shock. Well, at least Bray Wyatt did the job at the house show. Rusev is asking Cena if he wants to quit already. That's funny. Crowd's chanting USA. Well, that's an easy chant to get over, right? That's simple. That's simple. The ref's asking if he wants to quit. Cena's just looking at him like, are you smoking something, ref? Man. Crowd's chanting no for him. Of course he's not going to quit. Of course he's not going to quit. Here we go, man. Going for it. The match can only end when you say, I quit. Rusev already knocked Cena down. Rusev splashing Cena in the corner. And Rusev splashing Cena again. Crowd chanting, we want Lana. Uh-oh. And Lana just acting all prissy there. And Rusev is... What's Rusev doing? What's Rusev doing? He's taking a chair for, I guess, the timekeeper. And he's telling Lana to sit down. He's telling Lana to sit there. Lana's sitting there and the crowd is booing. Oh boy, this is Mark Mero and Sable all over again. Although I don't know if Lana's going to be as successful as Sable. Or Rusev for that matter. For those that don't know, Sable, of course, is now Brock Lesnar's wife. Snap suplex by Rusev blocked. Cena goes for a suplex himself. Hits on Rusev. I'm just so fatigued from this feud. A.A. Terrell 7 says, I love Lana, but Nikki is the hottest. Hey, beauty is subjective. To each their own. See now, Irish whips Rusev into the corner. Rusev moves out of the way. Big kick in the gut by Rusev. Headbutt by Rusev. Headbutt. More doing chance. I have a feeling this match is, unfortunately, is going to be slow, plotting, and, slow and plotting. Sadly. More doing chance. Steve Joaquim says, will Lana smack Rusev? That could happen too. Sir Potato Potatoes asking what's the results of the kickoff show. Ascension won on R-Truth beats Stardust. Hey. NoFX Given says, we want Lana. Who doesn't? Woo. David Sigmund says, what's my favorite pay-per-view of the modern era? Good question. Probably WrestleMania 30. Money in the Bank 2011 with CM Punk and John Cena. And just because I attended it, and it was a great show too. Money in the Bank 2013 with Cena and Mark Henry. And I think it was the Money in the Bank where Randy Orton won. That was a pretty great pay-per-view as well. And Rusev just hit the dropkick on Cena. This is really annoying. Every 2 minutes, Rusev's asking Cena if he wants to quit. Just beat him up, Rusev. Beat him up a little bit and then ask him to quit. You've wrestled him 3 times already. You should already know he's not going to quit right away. And another dropkick by Rusev. And he's asking the ref again to ask Cena. So, Lana's outside, obeying Rusev. She's smiling. Crowd's chanting, we want Lana. And Cena fires back with a dropkick. Lana's got a nice bun. I would say it's a slightly better bun than Xavier Woods, but although you can make the argument that Booker T's probably got the best bun in all of professional wrestling. The one thing I'm worried about with Lana being on ringside, you know, these guys are probably going to kill themselves in this match. Oh, spinning heel kick by Rusev on Cena. These guys are probably going to hate each other with chairs, those other crap, and the crowd's just going to be chanting for the valet. But at least it's intriguing. What the hell is Rusev doing? He's rolling out of the ring and he's just talking down to Lana. This is, in the context of the Rusev characters, this is dumb. I know he's the Bulgarian brute, but Rusev was undefeated for a year and was rarely distracted. And now all of a sudden he can't stand the fact that people are chanting, we want Lana? A little excessive, if you ask me. And Rusev now back to beat down Cena. I'll try not to fall asleep while I'm watching this. Mike's asking me, do I think the New York Rangers could win the Stanley Cup? I'm the wrong guy to ask about this. You know, but I guess I have to favor the Blackhawks, but I can see the Rangers going back to the Cup. And Lana gives Rusev the Russian flag, and Rusev is just waving that flag. And thus far, this is by far the worst I Quit match I've ever seen in my life. To be fair to these guys, it's only 9:20 p.m. Eastern time. And they got plenty of time, but so far, not so good. Crowd chanting USA. A lot of stalling. A lot of stalling. A lot of stalling. Bella M says, let's go Cena. It's Cena now. Oh no! Going for the 5 moves of doom. Cena now. With the throwback. Protoplex. Uh-oh. Going for a 5-knuckle shuffle here. Yeah, I just did it. Going for it. 5-knuckle shuffle. Damn. Cena going for the AA. No way. Rusev slips out. Pushes Cena off. Cena tries to go for a crossbody. Rusev kicks him off. Oh, man. Fall away slam. And Cena rolls out of the ring. Lana is smiling, so I guess she's happy for her, man. Thaxton says, let's go Lightning. Hey, Rangers won game 1. We'll see. Ref's asking Cena if he wants to quit. Come on, son. You know Cena's not going to quit. Rusev rolls out of the ring. He's pissed off. He's frustrated. He's ready to win this match. He's got a front headlock on Cena. And an Irish whip into the steel steps. That was the slowest Irish whip I've ever seen in my life. Damn. Damn. John Cena says, no, I don't want to quit. Man. Steven Shaw says, real talk. Has this dude's mouth closed a single time since the match started. He's referring to this guy in the crowd with a green shirt in the front row. Come on, Steven. Better than that. That was funny. Austin Harrell says, I legit fell asleep during Cena Rusev at Fastlane. Hashtag boring feud. I actually thought that was their best match. But I don't blame you. And somebody asks me, guess what Lana is spelled backwards? That I do not want to know. Nor is that appropriate for our female listeners. Okay, Rusev takes the steel steps, slided him into the ring like WWE Divas slide into my DMs. And Rusev, what is he doing here? Oh boy. Rusev, no. Rusev, what are you doing? He's setting up the steel steps against the corner. Oh no. Referee's asking Cena, do you want to quit, or he's going into the steps? Cena says no, and he gets Irish whipped, spine first into the steps. Ouch. Man. They're asking Cena if he wants to quit. Of course he's going to say no. Pay Vlogs. Fred, do you think they should have made this an Iron Man match? No. That's the last thing they should have made this an Iron Man match. Shane Sure, what's the worst I Quit match? Cena or Miz or Rusev and Cena? Oh my god, I forgot the Cena Miz I Quit match. No, that was way worse. Never mind. I take that back. The Cena Miz I Quit match was one of the worst matches I've ever seen. And the worst I Quit match ever. Hands down. He's telling Cena to give up and he won't. Rusev's getting frustrated. Rusev's not himself tonight. He should have eaten a Snickers. Rusev now got the steps again. Oh boy. I think he said he was going to take Cena to Agrabah, so maybe he's an Aladdin fan. What's he doing? Tombstone. Pile driver. No. But Cena back body drops him. And Cena survives. Excuse me. Cena survives. Will Rusev take his chain out? I don't think so. By the way, did anybody see if Rusev came out with his Russian star? Because apparently it got stolen over the weekend either in the arena or at a house show. Like during a house show. And some dude posed with it. And it was funny. Rusev had this great broken English tweet that said, I hope eBay treats you good. And Cena, Rusev, and eBay. Rusev now slamming Cena onto the steel steps. Damn. And John Cena's telling the ref he doesn't want to quit. Lana's all like, oh yeah, Rusev. Rusev and Lana are a real life couple. They bought a house together. Why you would buy a house together when you're not even engaged or married yet, I don't get it. But to each their own. Hopefully art won't imitate life if they do break up tonight. Because they are a lovely couple on Instagram. Rusev now screaming Rusev crush. Oh, went for the stomp on the steps on Cena. Missed. Cena now with AA. AA on the steel steps. Sweet father of Vladimir Kozlov. Rusev just got AA on the steel steps. Ref's asking if Rusev wants to quit. Rusev can't even talk. Rusev's just coughing and all those germs coughing on that mic. And Rusev refusing to say anything. John Cena and his jorts. Picking up the steel steps. Rusev wisely rolls out of the ring. Oh no. Oh no. Cena's got the steps above his head. And Cena nearly torpedoes Rusev with the steel steps, but he misses. They're both on the outside. Rusev kicks Cena in the gut. And Rusev trying to throw Cena to the barricade. And Rusev eats the steel pole. Man, now that's a different kind of pole dancing. Ref's asking Rusev if he wants to quit. Rusev says, nah. I'm assuming that means no. Cena says, Rusev, you don't give up. I'm going to put you through this wall right now. They're right by the dasher boards. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Rusev says no. Rusev says no. Cena's going to spear him. He's going to try to. And Cena spears him through the barricade. Damn. Damn. And Rusev just looking up like... Crowd started to chant Cena. Damn. And Cena with the salute. Shades of the Marine One. Ref's asking Rusev if he wants to quit. Whew. Man. Hey, TSC guy, what do you think about the Fatal 4-Way? I think it's going to be a great match despite Kane's interference. And I think this match has suddenly gone from 0 to 100 real quick, as Drake would say. And Cena now, getting frustrated that Rusev didn't quit. Is that a dumpster? It's like a box on... a steel case on wheels. Uh-oh. And he tried to roll it against Rusev, but Rusev super kicks Cena right in the head. Man. Logan Allen asks me, do you think Lana will turn her back on Rusev? Yes. Probably tonight, unfortunately. I would like the same together. And Terry Allen Jr. also points out the fact that the I Quit match against Cena and Miz was worse. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And again, shout out to Austin Harrell, who's being very complimentary of our stream. Thank you very much, Austin. I hope you have fun at Raw tomorrow night. Rusev recovers, hitting Cena with headbutts. And now they're brawling near the entranceway, near the crowd. Crowd that's sitting there definitely got their money's worth tonight. Back and right. And wait, Cena going for AA on the floor. But wait, no, there's a table right there. And Rusev, wait. Rusev. Oh my God. Rusev with the most tame Alabama slammer on the table. And it's like you gently put him down, and then Cena goes for the AA, but the table flipped over. And now Cena's beating down Rusev. That was a little malfunction at the junction. As that legendary Stampede Wrestling commentator, whose name escapes me, once said. Now Cena trying to set up the table again, or actually he's folding up the table. What the hell is he going to do here? He is setting up the table against the fans who are in the upper level. Uh-oh. Bad news for Rusev. Uh-oh. What's he going to do here? Uh-oh. Cena's got a monitor, and he smashes the monitor on Rusev's back. Oof. Man. Dwayne Warren says since Rusev's a Clippers fan, he has the Clippers curse. That's a very good point, Dwayne. Justin resides since they're brawling all over the Royal Farms Arena. And another monitor. Man. Oh, boy. Somebody's asking me if I could interview any wrestler I want. Who would it be? Probably Steve Austin. And Goldberg, since those are the guys that got me into wrestling. Zachary's asking me who am I rooting for. Rusev, actually. Man. Cena's got a laptop? Oh, man. Man. Smacking Rusev against on his back. Rusev did a great job of selling. Ugh. But Rusev will not quit. Rusev now going behind the table. Trying to hide away from Cena. Looks like Rusev's hiding. The big bad Russian is hiding. And Cena pulls him out from underneath. Looks like he's going to go for the AA through the table. Oh no. But Rusev reverses. Rusev. Alabama slam through the table. Man, that table broke. Looked like the hard way. Cena just... Ugh. Oh, that was a crappy ending. And Cena now busted open. Oh man, Cena now busted open. Ew. Busted open on his left side. The side of his head. Rusev is freaking out here, swinging his arms. Being the crazy wild man that he is. What the hell is Rusev going to do here? What's Rusev doing? What's Rusev doing? No! That's electrical! That's electrical! That's electrical! Rusev, come on! Oh my god, Rusev's playing with the pyro! Rusev's smiling! Rusev's smiling! No, Rusev, come on! Don't do this, Rusev, please! No! Not electricity! And Rusev now telling Cena to get up! They're by the entranceway here! Rusev tells Cena to get the hell up! Goes for a kick! Cena! Cena now! Oh my god! And Cena gives Rusev an attitude adjustment on the LED board! On the entranceway! Sparks flew! Sparks flew out! Sparks flew out of Rusev's ears! Sparks flew out of Rusev's nostrils! Sparks flew out of Rusev's ass! And Lana now running to tend to Rusev. She is running to tend to Rusev. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. How's her man gonna pay the mortgage now? How is her man gonna pay the mortgage? And Lana is just shocked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the ref is shocked, but he's going to ask Rusev if he wants to quit. He's asking Rusev if he wants to quit. What's Rusev going to say? And Rusev says no. Rusev says no. And John Cena can't believe it. What's John Cena going to do next? Is that what the hell? That's a piece of the barricade. That's a steel guardrail. Cena now with the steel guardrail. Rusev crawling on the entranceway, which by the way looks like a glorified Raw entrance, unfortunately. Excuse me. Cena now with the barricade. Uh-oh. Oh no. Cena wants the ref to ask if he wants to quit. And Rusev says no. He says no. And a barricade to the dome of Rusev. Jesus Christmas. This man is taking a beating. Damn. And Rick Ford is watching in amazement. I'm watching in amazement. Oh, Cena's setting up the barricade. The guardrail against the ring. I think he's going to give an AA through the guardrail here. Rusev is refusing to quit. Rusev's refusing to quit. He's saying, no, no, no. I guess maybe they are going to do the finish where Lana throws in the towel. Or Rusev's somehow going to win. And Cena now. Going for the AA through the guardrail. But Rusev slips out. Suplex on the guardrail by Rusev on Cena. And that guardrail is bent. And Rusev just plops down in a corner like he is spent. And Cena laying upside down. Like a wild night with Nikki Bella in Las Vegas. Damn. And Rusev's expression is priceless. He goes, and I'm like, please, Rusev, come on. Rally on. Come on, Rusev. Come on, Rusev. Come on. Crowd chanting, this is awesome. It is. And by the way, cheap plug, please follow us on Instagram at TSC News. Check out my Instagram account. Thank you to the new people that followed us right now. We were watching a hell of an I Quit match between Rusev and Cena. Started out slow. I don't know if it would say this is a great match, but it's been a very good match between the two. And definitely their best since February at Fastlane. And Rusev now. Stomping. Stomping again. And Rusev with an adrenaline rush. Super kick. Savant kick. Shades of his mentor and trainer, Rikishi. Asking Mike Chioda to make him say I quit. And he stomps him on the back. Oh my god. He's going for it. Going for the accolade. Going for the accolade. Will John Cena quit? And Rusev now locks in the accolade. He's grimacing. He is crying. He wants this SOB to quit. Cena on his knees, trying to lift him up. Oh my goodness. Cena now got Rusev on his back. Slams him in the corner, but Rusev won't let go. Rusev still got it locked in. He won't let go. He won't let go. And Cena now, turning all kinds of colors. Turning pink, turning purple. Slams Rusev in the corner again. And Rusev still hasn't locked in. And Cena now back to his knees. And Rusev locking it in. Remember, Rusev beat John Cena with an accolade in February, although that was because John Cena passed out. He did not tap out. But there is a precedent set. Back at WrestleMania 13, March 97, Steve Austin did not give up when he was in the sharpshooter that Bret Hart was trying to submit him in. But he did pass out due to the pain and automatically forfeited the match. Cena's mouth is covered up. Cena might be out. Cena's out. What the hell? Cena's out. Cena's out. And Rusev's celebrating. Why not keep the accolade on? Why did the referee stop the match? This guy's worse than MMA refs. This guy's worse than boxing refs. What the hell are you doing, ref? What the hell are you doing, Mike Chioda? Is your name Steve Mazzagatti? Alright, what a stupid... Okay, this is stupid. Because guys have passed out before in I Quit matches. And the refs argue with Rusev saying that just because Cena's passed out doesn't mean he lost the match. What a stupid finish! This is stupid! He's out! He's done! He's out! What a stupid finish! This is stupid! This is stupid! Cena's unconscious! This is stupid! This is stupid! I guess it's the referee's discretion. What the hell? Rusev now taking off the turnbuckle. I think he's taking that turnbuckle iron. And he's going to try to knock Cena out with it. The hell? And Rusev just unbuckled the top rope. What the hell is he going to do here? And Michael Cole's trying to argue that John Cena didn't lose the match because he's only passed out. That's part of an I Quit match. There's been a precedent set. The most famous submission / I Quit match was Bret Hart and Steve Austin, where Steve Austin passed out. So now Rusev trying to revive Cena with a water bottle, and Cena's now awake, and Rusev's got the top rope with the steel turnbuckle hook. This is so dumb. I don't know. In MMA, if a guy's passed out, the fight's over. And Cena now going for the AA. Going for the AA, and he's got the top rope. And he's got the top rope across the bridge of the nose on Rusev. STF with the rope. Shades of the finish between him and Umaga back in Royal Rumble 2007. And Rusev screaming in Bulgarian and Russian. I have no idea what he's saying. And Lana's telling... Lana's panicking. Lana's panicking. And Lana, wait! Lana's saying Rusev quits! Lana cost Rusev the match. That rope looked a little snug, if you ask me. Lana was all distraught and heard that Rusev was saying, I quit, in Bulgarian or Russian or whatever. And she jumped in and said he quits. I mean, expected finish, whatever, but just dumb. Dumb usual Super Cena. I wouldn't have minded so much if Cena just said, I don't quit, and got out of the accolade. But the fact that he was passed out. I mean, if this were real, and the guy was passed out, and he was done, you're not going to see this in boxing. You're not going to see this in MMA. You're not going to see this in kickboxing. They give you like a 5 count or a 10 count, whatever. But, you know, and if this were MMA, if the guy was passed out, he'd be done. Just stupid. He's out. He's out. Terrible officiating by Mike Chioda. Good match, but terrible officiating. And David Darnielle says, looks like there's already more blood on Payback than there was in all of Extreme Rules. Yep. Alex said, what the hell? Batista passed out against Cena in their match and it still continued? Did they? I don't know. Weird. Whatever. Nah. Jonathan Dorr says Cena wins everything. Dr. Professor Patrick 101 says F Cena. I don't know how you want to make new stars if you have guys still lose to John Cena every now and then. Ugh. Well, Rusev started to come to, giving a lot of the deaths there. And, well, John Cena, still your United States champion. Damn. Oh, well. Oh, well. Bye-bye, Rusev's push. Julian Cannon at Julian Excalibur says, bye-bye to Rusev. He will resort to nothing by the end of the summer. Or end up as nothing by the end of the summer. Or result in nothing. I hope not. I hope you're wrong. Alex Basha says he didn't say I quit to English to make it official. What the actual F? I guess it's their way of protecting him. He could have just beaten Cena. Since Cena, you know, passed out before. Stupid as that. Scott Anderson says Cena versus Rusev one more time in Elimination Chamber. Hell, why not? Scott, shut up. My voice all squeaking now. I'm like, ugh, I do not want to see that. Ugh, God. Sebastian goes, like always. Gabriel Washington's pissed off. What the hell now? Mark says, R.I.P. Rusev. JB says, Brett won when Austin passed out. Exactly! Exactly! Ridiculous. Oyun Lola says, I feel like all the championships will stay the same tonight and they won't change hands. I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. Paulo says, Viva Mexico. What's up, buddy? Scott says, Rusev will be jobbing to R-Truth in main event by July. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Please don't say that. That would be awful. Man. But overall, though, it's been a much more entertaining pay-per-view than I thought it would be. Freddie Mitchell says, tonight Payback has been brought to you by whatever water bottle they've been using. Yeah, that's right. Oh, God, they're replaying the highlights of the Payback kickoff match between the fake Mega Powers and Hogan. The fake Mega Powers and the Ascension. Wow, Curtis Axel even dyed his hair blonde. Wow. Well, that's awful. All right, well, I'm going to take a breather after that debacle of a finish, and we'll be right back. Check out this quick interview clip. or a magazine editor writing a little too much about you. For a guy that's coming into WWE that's listening to this right now, is there any advice that you could give them, or is it just a matter of go with the flow and walk on eggshells?
In the book, I put in there at the end of the book the Heat Commandments. So for any inspiring wrestlers, this is a must read, and you must read and study those Heat Commandments. I don't want to give it away.
True. Now, Crime Time for a while though was well pushed before you guys broke up. Was pretty over. Were there any times where you guys were told, "Hey, you're getting the tag titles," and then for whatever reason it changed?
Yes, I was told on 2 occasions. Shad and I were told we were going to get the tag titles. The first time that we got screwed, I put that in the book, and then the second time, that's going to be in part 2. Damn, why did I write this book too?
Okay. Now with all those skits, I mean, a lot of them were pretty damn funny. I understand Crime Time was your idea. Were the vignettes that built up to your guys' debut, was that also your idea?
Well, I'm gonna break up the Crime Time. Who idea was it? Like the look and the image. I have to give credit to Abraham Washington. That was my original tag team partner. We did the gimmick together back in OVW. We were called Gang Stars, and he called me one day and asked me to team up with me, and we could do this gimmick where we wear bulletproof vests, we rock Timbs, we wear jeans and Tommy Hilfiger boxers, grills, and everything. And I was kind of hesitant, it's a little bit too stereotypical. He's like, come on, man, we're gonna stand out from the rest of our class, and the next amateur show we're gonna blow the roof off. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And like how he saw it, we damn well did blow the roof off. And then we were pretty hot for a while. And then he had some personal issues, and he couldn't attend OVW anymore. So I was kind of left on my own. And then that's when Paul Heyman put Shad and I together, and Shad and I came up with the characters for Crime Time. So I got the look from Abraham Washington, and the characters was Shad and I's idea.
And how much input did you guys have in your vignettes? I recall definitely a couple funny ones where he sold a bum painting to Ron Simmons when he put the hat on William Regal, and William Regal started getting down. Was that the WWE creative team, or was that just you guys coming up with ideas and saying, "Hey, this would be funny"?
That was Shad and I coming up with ideas being funny, and the majority of the songs, the sing-along, Shad came up with.
Like the money, yeah.
Money, yeah. Shad came up with that. The song at SummerSlam with William Regal, Shad came up with that. We had a few.
So
what you saying?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, a majority of those little sing-alongs Shaq came up with. That's what I was gonna say.
It sounded like you guys had a decent amount of creative input the first few years you were there, and then obviously that stopped. Why was that?
That all stopped. And that's what got us over. Us having creative liberty and just having fun and letting us showcase our personality and character. And then after that, they just started getting more stick by the script, and that's when it wasn't so much fun anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed guys that worked in the mid 2000s, WWE around the time you guys were around. I mean, Court Bauer, Andrew Goldstein, a few of those guys who all said at the time Vince was pretty accessible, at least in terms of the creative team. If you wanted to pitch him ideas or something, say a JTG pitches a Andrew Goldstein idea, he pitches it to Vince. You could talk to Vince one-on-one. From what I understand now, the writing team's so big. There's so many different guys. They have a road team, they have a home team, that it's almost impossible to get one-on-one time with Vince, whether you're a wrestler or a writer.
From the last time I was there, I don't think it was that hard to get in contact with. Vince is always accessible. Okay. He's pretty much just knock on his door. But since Hunt is there now and he's kind of in charge, you might get heat for overstepping Hunter before you get to Vince,
Yeah. That makes sense. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now the Divas match. Poor Divas stuck in the buffer slot, the death slot, right before the main event. Oh, Nikki Bella starting things off with Naomi. It's a flying Seguri. Kick out. Not mean much to this match. I hope Naomi ends up winning the Divas title. It's pretty lame the last couple years she's been close and hasn't gotten there. I really think she's owned this gimmick so far, and she's held her end of the bargain. In the short time she's been a heel. I don't think she'd be a good heel because she's so likable in Total Divas, but she is really, really entertaining. A little bit too familiar to the Sasha Banks gimmick. That's the boss. But, I did have some people pass along old videos of Naomi in FCW when she was in developmental back in the day. And she did a similar gimmick to the one she's doing right now. So she's technically just going back to sort of her old FCW gimmick. And now Bray, trying to enact Brie mode on Naomi here. What color is Tamina Snuka's hair? Looks like purple. Oh, Tamina Snuka with a super kick, which is one of the 3 moves she can do on Brie Bella. Poor Brie. The uncertainty with her husband, Daniel Bryan, and now she's got a job to Tamina Snuka. Ugh. The Cool Kid 93 says, you notice the trend with Cena lately, he always buries the person he faces after Mania. Bray, Batista, Ryback, now Rusev. I don't think he buried Batista. He just kind of sent Batista off. But Ryback, yes. Rusev, yes. Bray, yes. Actually, Ryback I thought looked pretty good in that feud a couple years ago. I thought they already buried Ryback long before that when he lost to CM Punk. But Bray and now Rusev, yeah. Oh, yeah. I see it. I see it. They want to use John Cena to make new guys, but they have him beat Rusev 3 straight times. Okay. Makes no sense. Believe in Ambrose says, Dean Ambrose is the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion. While we're watching this match, or, you're listening about this match, and there's not much to it, my good friend Victor Sosa had a great idea. He thinks that whatever shenanigans happen tonight, what he would do if he was booking is have Dean Ambrose win the title. Authority freaks out, right? Then Triple H says, screw the Elimination Chamber tag team match. And by the way, before this Divas match, they announced that there's going to be an Elimination Chamber tag team match with the New Day, who are all drinking glasses of milk and got pissed off at Byron. Good mic work by the New Day. So we want about the gimmick, but these guys have hit a home run with it. Whatever it's supposed to be. But Vic had an idea. Vic's idea was this. Ambrose somehow wins the title tonight. Then Ambrose is forced to defend the title Elimination Chamber. Triple H says, screw the tag title match. Let's do the world title Elimination Chamber match. They have Dean start first. And then Seth Rollins enters the chamber last. And Dean pins Seth. Triple H goes livid. And all of a sudden at Money in the Bank, you do some type of no DQ match at Money in the Bank with Seth and Dean. With tons of interference, including Stephanie and Triple H. And the interference gets so crazy, Dean ends up losing the title back to Seth. But even though it's a short reign and Dean loses, Dean still looks strong. Because it took all these men and women to dethrone Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose gets elevated because he gets the title. Seth Rollins regains the title, so he's still that bitch-ass heel and can keep playing that character as a top heel. And in the meantime, he can protect Roman and either continue that babyface path with him and a collision course with Brock Lesnar, or you could turn him heel. Or what you could do is keep Roman face, and instead of just keeping Dean face, turn Ambrose heel when he sees that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns are the ones getting the opportunities, and not Dean, even though he just got screwed out of the title. So Victor Sosa, co-host of Wrestling Weekly on F4W, good friend of TSC News. Shout out to you, my friend, at VS1067 on Twitter. Great idea. I don't think that'll happen. I think that'd be great, but I don't think that'll happen. And as I'm speaking here, Nikki Bella is coming back. Hits an Alabama slam on Naomi. Cover 1-2. Tamina breaks up the 3 count. Tamina goes for a super kick. Nikki ducks underneath. Big forearm shiver to the dome. Drop kicks. Tamina outside of the ring. Her leg got caught. And she knocks her over. Naomi now rolls up Nikki. And a kick out by Nikki Bella. Super kick to the gut by Naomi. Irish whip on Nikki. Nikki holds on to her ropes. But Tamina now, going after Nikki, distracts her. The rear view by Naomi. Cover. 1, 2. And a kick out by Nikki. Nikki kicks out of the rear view. And Brie Bella splashes Tamina on the outside. Talk about Brie mode. Whew. If they have Naomi lose this match, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Spine buster by Nikki, cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Naomi. Looks like Brie's going to go for the rack attack, or try to anyway. Oh no, wait. Is Nikki going up top? Nikki Bella? Oh my god, but Brie just got slammed in a barricade. Nikki Bella, throw it off the top rope. Cover. 1, 2, 3. And Naomi pins Nikki Bella for the 5th or 6th time. Give her the damn title already. But I'm glad she got the win. It was a match. Whatever. Good for them. Oh, Cool Kid saying, at Redmond2393 says, basically anybody who faces Cena after Mania or shortly after might as well say goodbye to their push. You're right about that. Cena faced off against Miz at WrestleMania. Miz's push later died. Cena feuded... Who did he feud with at... 2014, of course, Bray Wyatt. Bye-bye, Bray Wyatt. And now bye-bye, Rusev. Ugh. Sad. Very sad. Okay. Jonathan Dorse's lame match. No effects given says so every heel has won a match except Cena. That is true. Maybe that means that a babyface could win the title tonight? We'll find out. But I do like Victor Sosa's Dean Ambrose idea. Michelle Salazar says, thank you. No, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for watching. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the show. Jay Patel, who won the Fatal 4-Way? It's not on yet. Ray J. Jenkins says, Dean Ambrose for the win. I'm putting money on... Oh, he's not putting money on it. Okay. Oh, God. They're showing a... Oh, God. They're showing a trailer for the show Swerved. Swerved, which is like their show, like kind of like Punked. They have to call it Swerved so Vince Russo could hang around. Now Lana's backstage. Rusev's toiling around. God forbid they book another match with Cena and Rusev. God forbid they book another Cena Rusev match. He's going off. He's yelling in Bulgarian. He's telling Lana to get out of his locker room. And I don't know what else he's saying, but he's still pacing around while Lana's sitting at the chair. He's looking at her. He says, get out. Oh, poor Lana. Poor Lana. And Rusev slams the chair into the wall. He's sad. First he gets his Russian star taken away. And then he loses the match. Poor Rusev. Man. Okay, Fred, what do you think about Elimination Chamber coming up in 2 weeks? Well, here is what I think, and right now they're showing a Daniel Bryan video package about his announcement, which is very depressing and sad. But what do I think about Elimination Chamber? Apparently the IC title and the tag team titles are going to be decided there. I feel like that devalues Elimination Chamber. Besides the fact it was Hot Shot, I hate the fact that the tag titles are being contested in there, considering how the tag team division's full of geeks besides the New Day and Cesaro and Kidd. Hopefully they'll do the world title match in there instead, or in addition to the tag titles. But we will see. But yes, I will be doing a live recap, and probably we'll be doing a live chat as well. We'll see on that, but definitely doing a live recap in 2 weeks. So in the meantime, check out another quick clip from my interview with JTG. We'll be right back with our main event. If you're enjoying this video, please click the like button. Please share this with all your friends. Please subscribe. And please, if you'd like to support TSC News financially, just go on youtube.com/sportscourier. click the blue support button, make your donation. All proceeds go to TSC News' production costs, and in return, you'll get some free swag, a shout out, and much, much more. But enough of that. We'll take a quick break. I'll be right back with our main event. Any big differences you've seen working under Hunter and then previously working under John Laurinaitis, who was the previous head of talent relations?
My opinion, I preferred working under John Laurinaitis. He was straightforward. You know, he didn't beat around the bush, and he was more accessible.
Okay, that's interesting because he did get a lot of flack at the time when he was in charge, but just from the outside looking in, from some people I talked to, it always kind of seemed like he was the fall guy. You know what I mean? Like whatever Vince would do or whatever decision Vince would make, he'd kind of be the bad guy. And I guess in that kind of role, it's, you know, sometimes you usually are going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Now with Triple H, it's interesting because you had that tweet a few years back about WrestleMania payouts, and you talk about this a little bit in the book. And again, I don't want to spoil the book, but you were one of the guys that really just spoke out. You weren't happy with your compensation. I'm sure a lot of your colleagues were unhappy as well. And you took action and did something about it. What was the backstage reaction when you put out that tweet saying you just had enough of this?
Oh man, it was very tense. You know, I was at Raw watching the show, doing these tweets, and you know, usually a talent, if they're gonna speak out, they usually do it at home or. Yeah, I did it right there in the lines then, because I wanted to get Hunter's attention. Because you know, like in the book, you have to read the book and you'll find out exactly why I did it. I felt disrespected, so you know, I wanted my voice to be heard.
All right, and with all due respect to, of course, the top stars of WWE of the last decade, and look, there's always going to be some top stars that are a little particular and picky about this, that, the other thing, whatever, but. Just from reading a little bit of your book, it seems like a lot of them could have been a lot more, I don't know if accommodating is the right word, but helpful towards younger talent. You know, especially because, say, a guy like JTG, if you got over to a top level, or a Hawkins or Zack Ryder, whomever, that's another person, a guy like John Cena or Shawn Michaels, whoever, can make money with. Do you feel like that the top talent in WWE couldn't be more helpful?
It could definitely be more helpful, but, you know, they created an environment there. There's a system where it's just cutthroat. You know, the top guys want to stay on the top, and between the middle tier guys, they're the ones that work together and don't mind putting each other over. It's kind of weird.
I got you. Is that also why we see a lot of even Steven booking these days, or is that just the change in philosophy with Vince? I mean, it's weird. A few years back, I mean, as recently as I think like 08, 09, you know, there were mid-card guys that were relatively protected. And nowadays, if you're not a top guy, you really kind of don't stand out, because every week Dolph Ziggler's losing to Sheamus. Then Sheamus beats Dolph Ziggler and vice versa. And it seems like nobody gets over in that middle level.
I saw an interesting tweet that described that. Someone said, if you're not a top guy, you're all jobbers.
I mean, I don't want to say that's a perception right now, but it's certainly close to that. I mean, why is that? I mean, you saw a change in philosophy as far as it being more overly scripted, and during your time there, it became more about even Steven. As a wrestler that's been backstage there, do you have any reasonable explanation for that?
Man, I have to say politics. I keep seeing the same, when I do watch wrestling, I don't watch it as much, but I keep seeing the same faces over and over and over again. And then a sprinkle, maybe one or two new stars on TV, on Raw. Mm-hmm. And I all I can say is out of heat of politics. If someone doesn't like you backstage, your TV time could be cut just like that. It could be all because you looked at them the wrong way.
Or if you have certain merchandise that's about to come out, you could lose that too.
Exactly.
Oh, man. I do ask you this, and I hope it's not too obscure of a question. We were talking about the book, we're talking about heat and everything. Alex Riley, he's had a hell of a run in NXT, had some really good promos, yeah, solid in the ring, still has a great look, and every time it gets up to him, doing something special, he gets his ass kicked by Kevin Owens. Then he asks for a rematch, gets his ass kicked by Kevin Owens again. And I saw a tweet you put out a couple months back. And we are back with Neville versus Bad News Barrett. My bad, I completely forgot this match was even supposed to take place. Now this is the match that's kind of in the death slot right here. BNB and Neville lock up in the corner. Ref separates them. Neville ducks underneath. Schoolboy cover. 2. Kick out. Irish whip by Barrett. Neville. Whoa, Neville with a bunch of cartwheels. Or flips. Cross body. And Neville with a head scissors on Barrett. Flips him in the air. Damn. BNB rolls out of the ring. The King's got to catch his breath. Oh, and Neville teasing, splashing him. Whoa. Leaps over Barrett. Spinning heel kick to the gut on the outside. What the hell's Barrett going to do? Or Neville. What the hell? What the hell? Oh. Neville tried another head scissors. Barrett threw him up in the air and kicked him in the gut. Ugh, man. It's a shame these guys are starting this late in the night. Ugh. And Barrett now slamming Neville into the ring on the outside. Doesn't Bad News Barrett kind of look like Remy Baratheon from Game of Thrones? Hopefully the shadow of Stannis won't attack him either. And he perches Neville on the top turnbuckle. Just pounding on Neville's back. Crowd likes Neville, but I think they're tired. I think they're ready for a main event. Another kick to the gut of Neville. Barrett goes for a cover. 1, 2, kick out. Jeremy Sasser says Neville reminds me of the young RVD. Neville's a hell of a lot better than RVD, I'll tell you that much. Much smoother, much crisper, much more technically sound. Hopefully he'll be as big of a star as RVD one day. Okay. Neville gives Bad News Barrett a boot. What the hell is Neville trying to do? Neville's trying to springboard here. Oh, but he eats a boot. Try to get too cute like the Los Angeles Clippers. Ate a big boot. Damn. Man. Michelle says you all suck? What? I don't suck. Okay, Caleb Mitchell says Bad News Barrett's going to lose. Justin Gaming 77 asking who won the I Quit match. Unfortunately, John Cena. And some people are happy Cena won. A lot of people are happy that Rusev lost. A lot of people not happy Cena won. I'm one of them. Kick out by Neville. Not saying I'm not interested in this match. It's just, man, it's been a long night. We've had a lot of really good matches. It's about to be the main event. Main event needs some time, too. It's already going to be 10:10 Eastern time. Neville hung up on the ropes. Barrett has him in the tie clinch. Knees to the dome. Shades of Vanderlei Silva and Pride. Hits him with a big boot and knocks Neville outside of the ring. And the King just blowing kisses to all the people of Westeros and Baltimore. Julian Torres says, you're awesome, Fred. No, you're awesome, Julian. Thank you. And everybody else that's watching this is awesome right now. Mr. Racer says, Fred, they said the IC title will be defended in the Elimination Chamber. What do you think? I think actually, I don't mind the IC title as much as I mind the tag titles. I don't mind the IC title as long as there's a couple top guys in there. Say like Ambrose or Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. If it's just going to be guys like Ziggler and Sheamus level and Bad News Barrett, not feeling it. Not feeling it. I think the world title should be contested in the Elimination Chamber. Ventura Surpus is asking me who's fighting now. Neville and Bad News Barrett. And Kingzilla says, can I have a shout out? My name is John Howe. What's up, John Howe? I'm assuming you're not related to Gordie Howe, but shout out to you anyway. And Neville with big kicks. Drop kick to the head. And a flying clothesline. And Neville is waking up this crowd. Neville with the standing shooting star press. He didn't get all of that there, but he still hit it. Looks good. Wow. And Neville is impressive. He's like the human Lob City. Damn. Austin says, I can't stop calling him Adrian Neville. That's because that was his name for 2 years in NXT before Vince McMahon got anal about first names and just made him Neville. Neville trying to go for a red arrow. Barrett stopping him in the apron. Neville flips over Barrett. Super kick to the gut by Barrett. Jeez, what the hell is this? A Young Bucks pay-per-view? Come on. Uh-oh. Barrett now. Setting up for the bull hammer. Hammer time. Neville ducks underneath. Go behind. Rolls through. Barrett stays on his feet. And, oh man, Boss Man slammed by Barrett. Cover 1, 2, kick out. And Barrett is not happy. Marco Gonzalez says, dude, Cena's better than Rusev. You dumb people don't hate on him. I don't hate on him. I'm just saying. Okay. Sebastian says, can you give me a shout out, bro? Shout out, buddy. What's up, Sebastian? And no, I can't show the match because that is illegal. This is a live chat, not an illegal live stream. That's stupid. Anthony Rodriguez, who do you think will win the Fatal 4-Way? I think it's to be Seth. Neville rolls him up through it from a hip toss. 1, 2, a kick out. Wow, a nice pin combination off of a hip toss reversal. Running in Seguri. Wait a second. Neville's looking at the turnbuckle. Neville's looking at the top. Is he going to go for the red arrow? I think he is. Neville. Going for the red arrow. And Barrett rolls out of the ring like a biatch. And Neville running out. Oh my god, fine corkscrew cross body onto Bad News Barrett, but now Neville holding his knee. It looks like he's just selling it for the match. Hopefully he's not really injured. I think he's just selling it. Damn. Whew. D-Trim says either Neville or Bray need to be IC champ. I'm down with that. Matt Lopez says, so far, pretty good pay-per-view. I agree. Neville's back in the ring, beating the count out. And what? And Bad News Barrett took the intentional count out on a pay-per-view? Bad News Barrett with a count-out loss? An intentional count-out loss? And Neville just shaking his damn head going, seriously, dude? And Barrett runs in the ring anyway and starts beating the hell out of Neville. This is just stupid. And Bad News Barrett and his abs now are kicking the hell out of Neville. Throwing him over the top rope. Damn. Somebody, this match just stopped here. This man's got a family. What are you doing? Just slamming Neville's big head onto those steel steps. Throwing him into the barricade. Oh, man. Why, Wade? Why? And Wade, Remy Baratheon Barrett, ruling his kingdom. He has his scepter. He has his cape. He has his crown. Doing his shtick. That's okay. Nah. Whatever. Shout out Immortality Tale. Thank you for watching. And Freaky Play says, Barrett, you suck. Sebash says, Roman Reigns will win. Wait, Barrett tried to use a scepter, but what the hell? But Neville hits a German suplex on Barrett. Neville just hit a German suplex. Hang on. If Neville was going to get the upper hand anyway, why did Neville just get the win? I don't know. Ugh. Whatever. And Neville, going for the red arrow anyway. What's the point of doing this if he could have just pinned Wade Barrett anyway? This is stupid. But now Neville, going up top. Is he going to hit it? Hits the, oh my goodness, hits the red arrow. Damn. Neville was awesome. That was awesome. Finish is bleh, but I approve. Shout out to Angelina Rocks, who's watching us, and Freaky Plays, Adrian Moran, Cold World Productions, Donnell Clemens, and everybody else here. Woo! Well, now it's going to be time pretty soon for our main event, so let's take a quick break. I'm going to play an interview clip from my recent conversation with JTG, and I'll be right back to commentate the main event. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe, like, share, spread the word. We'll be right back. You really put him over, said he's doing a great job. I thought the same thing. And he said, but you essentially said, well, he got in trouble with the wrong guys, and here's a hint, you can't see him. so why does poor Alex Riley constantly get humiliated? I mean, it seems like a guy that you'd want on your roster. I mean, he has the look that they want. You know, he can talk very well. Can you shed some light on that a little bit without, I guess, getting him or anybody else in trouble?
Man, when I first saw Alex Riley, when I saw him in NXT, I knew automatically, they're gonna love him. This guy is the next. He could be a champ. This guy is great on the mic. We had promo classes, and at the time, Miz was the champion, and he went toe to toe with Miz on a promo, and was damn near as good or better than Miz on the mic. And that just confirmed to me, like, oh, this guy's gonna be a future champ one day. He's great on the mic. He could sell himself, and he could sell a match. And after unfortunate events on the road that had nothing to do with being at the arena, you know, stuff that happens on the road, like going to a bar or, you know, going to a restaurant, stuff that has nothing to do with outside of wrestling, affected his career, which I think is totally bullshit. The guy's talented, great look, great on the mic, and his career was cut abruptly because of ignorance, I'll say, which is just heat.
That's a damn shame. And you look at the back in the day with WWE. I mean, Shawn Michaels, their top star, was a gigantic pain in the ass, and he's even said, "Yeah, I was a dick back in the day." But he was great, and Vince was one to overlook that because he was great in the ring and drew money for him. And I feel like, and you look at real sports, and look, sometimes we get on certain teams, certain promotions that sign guys that may have a checkered past, or at the very least have a quote-unquote attitude problem, character issues, but a lot of them tend to look at the talent. Why is wrestling all of a sudden, or I guess in the last decade or so hypersensitive when there are so many talented guys, and at the end of the day, it should be about the bottom line?
Say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
Okay, I was just saying with professional wrestling and with WWE, you're talking about Alex Riley. Why is wrestling so hypersensitive compared to other sports? I mean, look, I think, you know, at times teams draft guys that maybe have checkered pasts, you know, at the very least some attitude problems, but at the very least you have the people in charge looking at the talent and the bottom line of the talent. Why do you feel like WWE has been, for the last decade, has been so hypersensitive when they do have a lot of talent, and at the end of the day, it's really more cost effective to try to overlook all that other crap, you know, outside of the ring?
You see, with wrestling, it goes far beyond talent. You can have everything, but it's all about how the politics backstage, and there's a lot of egos backstage, a lot of egos, and when they see someone with talent, there's a lot of politicking. They'll take you under your wing and then bury you 1 minute. That's exactly what I saw with Alex Riley. He was taken under the wing of a certain superstar, and then a couple of weeks later, he was on his shit list.
Yeah,
just like that.
Yeah, that's a shame. We had some questions submitted here by some fans. Now we got a few minutes left with you, man. You got some time for questions?
Yeah, of course.
All right. This one right here. In the late 2000s, 2010, 2011, you ended up changing your look. You ditched the jeans for red tights. What was the explanation for that?
That was me trying to do everything to get back on TV. I was trying everything from ideas to a new character to a new look. I was just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks.
Okay. Do you think WWE needs to evolve, given the portrayal of minorities, the divas, whether it be a Bulgarian playing a Russian, the divas having 2-minute matches when Ronda Rousey is drawing big for UFC, or the portrayal of the New Day and R-Truth? Do you think WWE is long overdue in evolving, and what do you think it will take for them to evolve creatively?
For them to evolve, I definitely believe that they should evolve, change their whole lineup up. For them to do that, I never put too much thought into it, so I couldn't even answer that.
Do you think? I mean, do you think there needs to be maybe more diversity as far as the creative team, as in people with different backgrounds, maybe some women on the creative team, just different voices to kind of change it up?
That's a good idea. You should add some more minorities in the with different backgrounds into the creative and writing team, because right now I think they're only getting one perspective.
Mm-hmm. This one's interesting. This one's about the E60 special, and I'll kind of rephrase this question from a fan. Actually, first off, did you watch the E60 special on WWE?
Watch the what special?
The ESPN special they did on NXT. They just aired, I think, on Tuesday
I didn't.
night.
No, I didn't watch it.
Okay, well, long story short, they essentially did a whole documentary-style thing on Corey Graves, Adam Rose, Xavier Woods, and I think Tyler Breeze. And Adam Rose, for those that don't know, has a child with a serious medical condition, and the guy behind Adam Rose, Ray Lapon, who plays the character, came off so great. And in that 1 hour on ESPN, he came off more real and more likable than he's ever been either in WWE or NXT. So to rephrase this question from a fan, are there instances that you've experienced in WWE where you feel like a person's real life story was more interesting than the character that was portrayed on TV?
I'm trying to think of some examples right now. Yeah, but sometimes the reality of a superstar is much more interesting, because fans can see right through a character and they don't believe it. Like for example, Tenzai. I love Albert. He's a cool guy, but fans saw right through that character, and they didn't buy it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Yeah, I wish they would have just brought him as Giant Bernard in Japan. He was killing it, and then they just brought him in. This is, I guess, Japanese tribute dude that didn't really talk, and no background, and poor Sakamoto was just there, no explanation. Yeah.
Just threw him out there to the wolves.
Exactly. And fans remembered Albert, so they chanted at him. Okay, this one's interesting from George. Do you still love wrestling, JTG?
I definitely still love wrestling, but at the moment I'm not in love with it, and I have no desire on going back on the road full time. You know, I do take bookings every now and then with Shad, but as far as trying to get back on the main roster, absolutely not.
Okay, and before you were released, you were there around the time when the network launched, right? Or is my timeline incorrect?
Yeah, I wasn't there when the network launched.
Okay, but from people you've talked to, how is it these days for guys, if you've talked to anybody, do you know how is it these days for guys in terms of the differences in pay-per-view payoffs and compensation, just given how the business model's changed?
I'm going to ask somebody that, because I would love to know.
Okay.
But I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, right here. Okay, we'll take... Actually, you know what? We'll give a shout out to this guy. There's a gentleman on Twitter with the Twitter handle at RSC6414, who I'm telling you is the world's, actually his Twitter handle is at 6414C. He is the world's biggest JTG fan. He changed his Twitter Avi, but he is a representative of the cult following you have, Mr. Paul. He really is. For the longest time, he would always tweet me during my shows, push JTG, to the point where his Facebook page and his Twitter profile had a picture of you with the world title around your waist. Do you want to say anything to RSC6414 on Twitter? Because he is the biggest JTG fan I know.
Well, I appreciate the love and support. I don't know if I'll ever get a world title, but I'll try to accomplish something better than that and give you a shout out.
All right, well, that's good then. And I guess that leads to my final question to you, JTG. What is next for you?
What is next for me? Well, I have a bunch of projects going on right now on top of the book. Some of them projects I can't really talk too much detail about, You just have to follow me on Twitter at JTG1284 and on Instagram at JTG121084. And I also have a movie coming out in July called Bad Night with these two YouTube stars. And I play one of the henchmen, one of the bad guys that's chasing them around town. Me and my other co-star, Eric Edelstein, who also is an actor out here. And we're chasing them around town. And it's a dark comedy. It reminds me of Superbad.
All right, actually, you know what? Bonus question before we go. More politics, wrestling or Hollywood?
I'll have to say wrestling.
Okay.
Definitely wrestling.
So do you feel like if you survived wrestling, you could survive anything?
Yes, I would like to definitely give a big shout out to WWE for preparing me for rejection. And when I go to all these auditions and I don't get called back, it kind of just water off my back. I was like, oh well. And I've been prepared for that, for being on the road and pitching ideas with with WWE.
Cool, man. Well, JTG, Jason Paul, I want to thank you so much for your time. Folks, if you want to buy his book, check it out. Damn, why did I write this book? You want the link, you want all the info, just follow him on Twitter at JTG1284. And we are back. Hope you enjoyed that interview with JTG. If you didn't get a chance to catch the whole thing, maybe you dropped into his live chat at the 9 o'clock hour. So that complete interview is up live now on youtube.com/thesportscourier and soundcloud.com/TSC News. So check that out. And if you missed any of this live chat, you can also watch it later tonight on demand on both of those sites. So finally, we have our main event, which is Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton versus Dean Ambrose for the world title. I had the hiccups here. And Kane is actually at ringside, so yes, he's guaranteed to interfere. Thus far, I mean, I don't know, all guys got a pretty decent reaction. I'd say maybe Ambrose or Orton got pretty big ones. Gonna be interesting to see here. And just one thing, too, I want to send a special shout-out to my good friend and colleague, Andrew Goldstein, who's been on the show a number of times, former WWE writer, current VH1 producer. One of his big pet peeves is wrestlers having their own logo, like Tom Brady. And I'm starting to see what he means by how it's annoying and how it looks kind of lame. And, you know, Seth Rollins has a logo. Roman Reigns has a logo. I mean, I don't think it's the fact that they have a logo. I don't know. I mean, technically, The Rock and Stone Cold had their own logos, too. I don't know. But you didn't necessarily see a smoking skull in Austin's tights. I don't know. I think what he means is it's just appearing way too much as of late. Like almost every wrestler has one, as opposed to just the top guys. Like Dean Ambrose is out with the leather jacket that has his logo. His shirt has his logo. Roman Reigns has his logo. Randy Orton, not so much. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, as the kids say these days, you know, sometimes I prefer a little basic, if you know what I'm saying. So now Rollins is heading to the ring, accompanied by J&J Security. This should be a great match. I just hate the fact that we're probably getting a bunch of interference. That's present-day WWE. Scotty Harris says the video package that they showed, despite the fact we already all paid for this match, either in our time and or money, had a glimpse of the Big Show in it. Hashtag where's Big Show? Hashtag push Big Show. I don't know about that. D Trim says Dean Ambrose is way over to facing Roman Reigns. Perfect time to turn Roman Reigns heel. I think you wait till when Brock Lesnar comes back, because he's definitely going to get booed then. Okay. Fred, who do you think is going to win this match? I still got Rollins. But I would love to see Ambrose win. Okay, Orton does have his own logo too. Alright, I guess they all have their own logo. Okay. Aiden Robilota says, Fred, can I have a shout out? I've watched you since day one. Well, shout out to you, Aiden. Thank you very much. Kid HD asks who won the tag title match. The New Day. Hey, Jose James. Thanks for watching. Angelina Rocks, is asking me if the Authority's at ringside. Yes, they are. Well, Kane is and J&J Security, the Authority B team. Amazing LBO3, shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Mike's asking me if I think the Shield will reform. No, but we might get a triple powerbomb spot. Amit Mulia says, hi, TSC News. Hello, Amit. Thank you for watching. For anybody that's enjoying this, please feel free to like and share this video. We'd greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to donate to TSC News, you'll get some swag in return. We'd appreciate that as well. Either way, we thank you so much for sharing this viewing experience with myself. Okay, JJ Security's going to help Seth. Caleb Mitchell, I think it's definitely going to happen. Jordan Stokes says Lesnar comes back at Payback. Ambrose wins the match and Brock attacks Dean Ambrose. No, I don't think so. Lays this boss says, shout me out. Just did, buddy. Woo! Who wants Cena or Rusev? Cena, unfortunately. And Juanito says, will Big Show interfere? Oh, God, I guess Big Show will. And now, on to the match. Time for commentary. Here we go. Here we go. Seth be like, no new friends. Uh-oh. And what the hell? And Ambrose and Reigns brawling with JJ Security on the outside. And Orton with a right hand on Rollins. And Ambrose just clotheslines Rollins over the top rope. Oh, man, and a tope by Ambrose on Orton and Rollins. And now Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury big up on Ambrose. But wait! Roman Reigns! And Roman Reigns dives on all the men on the outside. Shades of the Undertaker. He's pumping his fists. Holy doodle squad. And Roman now. Just taken out. Oh my goodness. Back in the ring. Roman Reigns trying to go for a Samoan drop on Seth. Seth slips out from the back. Ducks underneath the clothesline. Roman Reigns tilt-a-whirl slam. Cover. 1 and a 1 count. Ain't gonna get the champ that early, Roman. Wow, great agility by Roman Reigns. Sometimes you forget how great of an athlete he is because all he does is this. Damn. And Roman flips Seth over the corner. Hits him with an uppercut. Shades of Kane, actually. The big uppercut. Cover 1. And just a 1 count on Seth yet again. Remember, fatal 4-way matches are no disqualification. Expect a lot of interference. Roman running at Seth. Seth now. Oh, man, with a face plant on the middle turnbuckle. Ambrose, top rope. Flying elbow drop on standing Seth cover. 1, 2, but Randy Orton breaks it up. This match is just chaos. Orton now in the corner, beating up Dean. Climbing up on the middle turnbuckle, on the middle rope, beating up Dean. But Dean reverses. And now Dean with the 10 count punches. He ain't stopping. Oh, man. Irish whip to the corner. Ambrose runs at Orton. Splashes him. Headlock Bulldog. And Ambrose is feeling it. Decks Orton again. Chops him. Decks him. Chops him. Decks him. Chops him. Decks him. Chops him. Bounces off the ropes. Orton kicks him in the gut. Uppercut. Ambrose at the tilt-a-whirl. Goes for his clothesline. But Orton now with the Orton backbreaker. Cover 1, 2. And Roman Reigns breaks up the pin. Roman Reigns says, nuh-uh, not tonight, son. Just slapping Orton. Sounded like he was calling a spot right there. Irish whip by Orton. Roman Reigns with the clothesline. Misses. RKO attempt. Oh, another big uppercut. And Ambrose clotheslines Orton over the top rope. Both getting over the top rope. Shades of Mick Foley. And with Rollins now. Attacks Roman. Rollins out with a front face lock. And now beating up Roman in the corner. Austin Harrell says, let's go Orton. Kane just standing on the outside, looking all stoic, contemplating how he's going to ruin this match. As Seth runs in the corner, splashes Roman. Grabs him by the hair. Seth's going for another slash, but wait! Dean runs at him in the corner. Oh man, big flying clothesline by Roman on Seth. Double teaming here from the former Seth sort of Shield compadres on their former compadre Seth. Uh-oh. Now Dean beating down Seth. Beating him down. Crowd's chanting Hounds of Justice. And now Roman beating down Seth. Remember, it was around this time last year that the Shield broke up and the music died. And now Dean with a short arm clothesline. They're just taking their time here. Taking their time with poor Seth. Uh-oh. Dean's asking. Roman's asking, Dean, you want me to do this? I hope he means it's the Superman punch and not what else I'm thinking. We'll keep it PG here. And he's doing it again. And he's going for a Superman punch. And Kane interferes. And pulls Roman Reigns out of the ring and throws him in the barricade. And now Dean is brawling with Kane. He's brawling with Kane. Kane in a suit. Throws Dean back in the ring. But wait, no. Dean comes back out and he's an uppercut. Oh my God, it's an uppercut city tonight. Jesus Christmas. And Rollins now has Ambrose right where he wants him. But Orton, trying to get back in the ring. J&J security trying to pull him down. And Orton has to fight off all the authority here. Kane and J&J security just beating the hell out of Orton. This is not fair. This is just not fair. And Seth, oh, big clothesline cover. 1, 2, kick out by Ambrose. And J&J cheering Seth on. Oh, my goodness gracious. Seth now going for a springboard. Springboard maneuver. Springboard splash. Oh, flying knee. Damn. Cover. 2, kick out. Oh no, and Kane's taking off his shirt. Kane's taking off his shirt. You know he means business. You know he's definitely going to ready to ruin the match now. Kane in the main event in 2015. 48-year-old man, although I will say for a 48-year-old man, he looks phenomenal. Damn. Alex is saying the Beast will feast on Seth Rollins. Eventually, but tonight Seth's got his hands full. And Seth just beating down Dean. Going for a powerbomb. Going for a powerbomb into the turnbuckle. And he hits it. Super kick to the head. Cover. 1, 2, kick out by Ambrose. Oof. Oof. Ibrahim says Roman is the best. Believe that. And Seth pounding Dean. Pounding Dean. Ettore says F Kane. You can kiss my ass. Damn. LVL50 says Rollins is a turtleneck. Well, he's a rich turtleneck with a hot girlfriend in the title. Going for a powerbomb into the turnbuckle again. Ambrose slips out. Oh, but spinning heel kick by Rollins into the body. Another kick. And a drop kick. Dean twirls. Hits the big clothesline. And Seth does a moonsault in the air. Oh my God. And now Ambrose taking out everybody. Going for the Dirty Deeds double arm DDT. And Kane going for a choke slam. Kane ruining another match again. Oh my. Why, Kane? Why? Why? And Seth going to make the pin. No. It can't end this way. Cover 1, 2. And Ambrose kicks out. Hoo hoo hoo. And Randy Orton hitting Orton. Drive-by kick by Roman on Kane. And Orton with the clothesline on the outside of Roman. Orton slithers back into the ring. Orton with the clothesline. And another clothesline. And he clotheslines Dean outside the ring. Dustin underneath Seth. Going for a power slam. Uh-oh. Stare down. Elbow by Seth. Orton now runs at Seth. Uh-oh. Trying to slam Orton to the turnbuckle. Orton blocks it. And Orton now, what the hell? T-bone suplex shades of Taz. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. Damn. Whew. Sabesh says, F off Kane, you old hag. That's not very nice. Punny Punk says, Kane is completely killing the crowd. He's also probably killed the ratings the last few weeks. Oh, man. Jose's asking me who is Fred going for. I'm going for Dean, but I think Seth is going to win. Jawbreaker by Seth. on Orton. Thugonomics says, I want Ambrose to win. I think almost everybody does. Rollins now going up top. Orton crotches him on the top rope. Crotch on the top turnbuckle. What's going to happen here? Uh-oh. Orton going for a superplex. Uh-oh. Shades of his father, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. Superplex. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Rollins. Wow. Rocket Up Sarnia. Shout out to this person on Twitter. Oh, no, actually on Instagram. Follow me now. Appreciate it. Rocket Up Sarnia. Who says, give me a shout out, which I did. And Ambrose will win due to the help of Sting. I don't think it's going to happen, but okay. And thank you for the follow on Instagram, Steve Joaquim. Appreciate it. Oh, man. Thank you for the shout out, 7th grade LMS band on Instagram. Woohoo! Yeah, boy. Thank you very much for the shout out. Yes, this is a. Uh-oh. Orton now. Took out Dean Ambrose on the outside. He's ripping apart the announcer's table. The American announcer's table. Uh-oh. 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 Seth is by there. Danger zone. Danger zone. Get out of there, Seth. Get out of there, Seth. And Ambrose and Orton brawling. And Orton strikes it out Roman Reigns. Taking out Orton. Throwing him into the steel pole. This match is just deteriorated into utter chaos. Somebody's asking what our Instagram is. It's right there, buddy, at TSC News. Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Ambrose and Reigns. Looking at Seth. And now Orton. What the hell? Now the Shield. Wait a second. Ambrose, Reigns, Ambrose are beating up Orton. Wait a second. Triple power bomb. No way. The Shield. Oh my goodness. And they triple power bomb Randy Orton through the table. The Shield. The Shield just reunited. The Shield just reunited. And Rollins puts his arms around Reigns and Ambrose. And Ambrose and Reigns look at each other. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Seth, get out of there. He's putting his fist there. Oh no. Oh no, this is great. Reigns and Ambrose got cold faced. And they're beating the hell out of Seth. And the Shield reunited for 30 seconds to take out Ambrose. And now they're beating the hell out of Seth. And wait! They're taking out apart the other announcer's table. No way. Seth, get out of there. Please. Oh, man. Crowd chanting, this is awesome. Oh, my goodness. Wait a second. And Reigns and Ambrose double powerbomb, but no! Kane's trying to interfere. Boo! Kane ruins the fun for everybody. And Kane now eats a steel pole. And now Seth trying to attack out Reigns. Reigns not having any of it. Wait a second. Wait a second. What the hell are they going to do here? They're going to powerbomb Kane through the announcer's table on top of Seth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, please. Please destroy Kane. And they do. Oh man, but the table didn't break. But the table didn't break. Crowd chanting one more time. Crowd chanting one more time. This is awesome. And they're going to do it one more time. No way. No way. And Kane's like, I'm too old for this crap. Oh no. And they put him through a table on top of Seth. Holy doodle squad. Wow. Wow. Crowd's chanting, holy. That was awesome. Roman says not much else to do. Ambrose says, yeah, there's not. Roman tells Dean, Loser buys the beers? He said, yeah. Crowd's saying this is awesome. They're going to the ring. Oh boy. And Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, the two top stars in WWE, getting in there. Here we go. Oh boy. Here we go. This is great. These guys are coming off like mega stars here. This is awesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crowd saying, let's go Ambrose. And they're brawling here. Not about friends anymore. It's about money. It's about prestige at the title. Crowd's booing as Reigns hits him. Crowd's cheering Ambrose. Crowd's booing Reigns. Crowd Ambrose. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Roman going for it. Going for a Superman punch. Schoolboy. 1, 2, kick out. Oh, man. Superman punch on Ambrose now. Cover. 1, 2, kick out by Ambrose. Wow. What a match. What a match. Am I back up now? Some people are saying I went down. And, well, it's saying I'm good on my end here. Okay. Okay, I guess you guys lost me for a second. I don't know what happened. Blame YouTube. I was on the whole time. And, uh-oh. Roman Reigns now. It's Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns in the ring. Roman Reigns going for a spear, but Ambrose kicks him. Going for the dirty deeds. But no, Roman punches him. Ambrose with a clothesline. Roman ducks underneath. Spear. Cover on Ambrose. 1, 2, and Rollins somehow stays alive and kicks out. I'm sorry, breaks up the pin. This match is so crazy we temporarily went down on YouTube now. Wow. 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 Match is still going. Damn. Oh, man. And Reigns on the outside. J&J security jumping him. Stayed on J&J. Clothesline showing Mercury. Oh. Throws Jamie Noble into the barricade. Seth Rollins trying to run away. Run away. Rollins back in the ring. Ambrose and Reigns trying to pull him down. Ambrose punches Seth. Seth meets him with an enziguri. Oh my God. Ambrose with a clothesline on Reigns. Rollins got hit with a Superman punch. Wait, dirty deeds. Dirty deeds on Rollins. Dirty deeds on Rollins. Can Ambrose make the cover? 1, 2, and Kane interferes again and ruins another main event and throws Ambrose into the steel steps. I hate Kane. I hate Kane. And steel steps to the dome of Dean Ambrose by Kane. Oh my God, and steel steps to Roman Reigns by Kane. I hate... Why is Kane in this role? Why is Cesaro not in this role? Why is Big E not in this role? Why isn't Kevin Owens not in this role? And a choke slam on Roman. Man. And Randy Orton now trying to take out Kane. Oh. D. Trim says his pay-per-view is definitely a thumbs up in my book. I agree. Crowd chanting for RKO. And at Gamer to Heart says if Randy wins, the Shields reforms. I'm calling it. We'll see. Oh my goodness. Austin echoing all our thoughts right now. F Kane. But wait, now Rollins catches Orton trying to go for a draping DDT. No. He's using Orton's DDT. But Orton body drops Rollins on the apron. Orton now. Going for a draping DDT. Joey Mercury trying to ruin another main event. Pulling Rollins to safety. RKO to Jamie Noble in the ring. RKO to Jody Mercury in the ring. And Seth now gets a power slam. And Randy now going for a draping DDT on Seth. Can he hit it? Uh-oh. And he hits it. And he hits it. Angelina Rock says, I wish Kane was banned. I wish so too. They need to take a musket and just put him out of his misery already. But Orton now getting pumped up. Ben Oster says, great match. I hope it delivers in the end. I do too. This is a great freaking match. RKO to Seth. RKO to Kane, who interfered. Seth now kicks Orton in the gut. Seth going for a pedigree. Seth with a pedigree. A pedigree. 1, 2, 3. What? And Seth just pinned Randy Orton with the pedigree? I guess that's Seth's new move. Wow. And Seth Rollins retains the title. Man, I was so hoping that Ambrose would somehow win. I know it was a long shot, but man, they really got me into that. They really got me into that. That was a great match. I hate the fact that Kane was involved in the finish again, but at least Seth got the pin on Orton. At least, you know what? At least they didn't pin Dean. At least they didn't pin Dean. Wow. Jacob Reed can't believe it. Man. Match of the year in WWE this far, I'd say so, besides the triple threat match at Royal Rumble. Wow. Wow, Rollins with the pedigree. Man. Wow. Great match, though. Great match. Damn it, Kane. Damn it, Kane. Great match. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. This Kane feud then must continue. Oh, God. And Triple H comes out to congratulate Seth. Raises his arm in the air. And Seth is still your world heavyweight champion. What a match. What a pay-per-view. A much better pay-per-view than I thought this would be going into it. Congratulations, Seth. And once again, Seth Rollins slithers his way, sneaks his way into a WWE World Title victory. Man. Whew. Well, that was one hell of a pay-per-view. Folks, in 2 weeks, it is Elimination Chamber. I'll be doing a live recap of Elimination Chamber after the pay-per-view. I'll keep you posted if we do a live chat. If I happen to be free on May 31st during the pay-per-view, I will do a live chat. But I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. If you have any thoughts, if you're angry about this finish, if you loved it, I want to hear from you. How do you reach to me? Well, it's how do you reach me? I should say it's very simple. All you got to do is hit us up on Skype. One word, the Sports Courier on Skype. In a few minutes, we'll be going live for the WWE Payback 2015 recap show. So please, stay tuned. Check it out. All the details are right there. If you cannot join us for the live recap show, that's okay. You can watch it on demand, like all our other programs, on youtube.com/sportscourier. And you could catch the downloadable podcast later tonight on soundcloud.com/TSC News. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Please share this with all your friends. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you are so inclined and would like to make a small donation to TSC News, all proceeds go to our production costs. We will gladly hook you up with some swag in return. Either way, we thank you so much for your time. Follow us on Instagram at TSC News, Sports Courier on Twitter, at Fred Ricciani on Twitter and Instagram. Whew, what else is there to say? Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the matches, and I'll see you very soon during the recap show.